I'm gonna start now.
Okay. Go ahead and do your opening introduction and whatnot.
Will do once I find out everything is kosher.
Doesn't seem.
Those flowers look hot!
What?
Look at all those flowers. And the koi. Those lily pads. Okay, that garden is too beautiful to exist.
I forgot about Ivan and his love of nature.
Wow, those fountains are nice.
It all looks really great.
I like that. I like that little waterfall.
Let me just go ahead and throw all these links out here.
I'm ready. Let's go. My throat suddenly just got better.
It's because you're hyped. I hope.
No. Maybe it's because I drink water.
Water helps.
Okay, never mind.
What the fuck do you mean she got Norded, you shitty little mouse? Okay. Alright, we're gonna start now. Alright. Welcome everybody. Friends, family, seekers alike, welcome. This is our Interlude Part 2. Thanks for joining in, being part of this. So last time where we left off, we went through our week off with Bilge. He decided to spend his time both figuring out platinum shards, his new weapon, and everything like that, and of course his little miniature freakout session earlier. And that went really well. He also dueled Morris on. They sort of had an intertwining week off together. Morris decided to get a chainsaw sword, and then afterwards get fucked up and eat trail mix.
And I managed to get a special stack of Alexander's magical card.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, all intents and purposes, yes. And afterwards, Alexandria's sort of been stalking everybody as far as we know.
Stalker!
Figuring out what's going on. And Alexander went and surprised me with this one, went out to discover what is going on. What's the deal with the fortune teller suddenly disappearing, and found himself a business card of hers that still is left over with a phone number that is currently not in service. So the mystery deepens, and we shall find out. Where it's gonna go. So here we are now, part of our next week. We still have Tulius, Xian, and Jack to go through before the next arc starts. So Liz and I already talked about what Xian's going to be doing for his week, unless you, Tulius, need more time. Jack's currently not in at the moment. He will be on a little later. So Tulius, you can go and do Xian's week first if you need more time to think about it.
Yeah, that would be good, actually.
Okay. Xian.
I already have a plan. Go ahead.
Good, cool. Alright, so Xian, coming back to the base after a long and exhausting trip in, you were able to get yourself a week off, and you kind of had the thought of sort of going to Thomas at first to figure out what that revolver that you got from Edward was, the snub nose.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one thing I know that you wanted to do. You were going to start with that first?
Yeah, let's start with that.
Okay.
So give Thomas a little visit.
Cool.
Make his day.
Yeah. So we're going to go to the research lab. So Xian, as you're entering in the research lab, Maya seems to be scrambling with a bunch of different mechanical parts, screws, wires, all sorts of things. And she come in, waves at you, and
give her a wave back.
Yeah, she's going back to what she was doing, very busy. Just a lot of like scrap metal and stuff just all over the place. So she got a very messy workstation, but you can tell that it's messy in the sense that it's still kind of organized. So, all right.
It reminds me of my room.
Me too. So, you are now entering in. It's pretty quiet, despite all the tinkering Maya is doing on one side. The soft hum of the machine and the center pedestal is working, and Thomas is doing his own thing. So, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go say hi to our best friend. Okay, I call him best friend, but you know.
Yeah.
Looks like you're kind of busy. Maybe I should come back later.
He turns around and says, "What? No, I just... Everything's good here. What you need, Xian?"
Well, I thought I'd ask you to take a look at something. Well, it might sound kind of weird, but I guess that's what y'all deal with in here, is the weird.
Weird is basically the new normal here.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. So I'm gonna hand him the snub nose. It's like, what can you tell me about this?
He takes a look at it as you hand it over, and he takes a look at the runes etched on the cylinder. He sees that there is the engravings on the handle. And he looks at it and he says, "This is a pretty old thing, but yet there's definitely magic in it." And he puts it on the table, and he waves his good hand over the thing with a small light. And he then stops for a second and he says, "Okay, I think I know what it does. Just give me a second." And he goes back to his
Sure.
PC for a moment, and you're sort of stuck with yourself and it's Jack in.
Hello? There he
Hey,
is.
welcome. Anyhow,
Late to the party as usual.
that's fine. We're doing Xian's week, so don't worry.
Where's the good boy doing?
You'll find out in just a moment. So, as Thomas is going through all his things to sort of look over your weapon, he gets up, goes back to the snub nose, and he says, "All right, just as what I thought it was. So, what you got here? You got a weapon that can do two different things. One of which is an active thing, and the other is more of a passive. As long as you have it on your person, it'll work. So the first thing is that it has 3 charges of magic missile in it.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's fun. Now the other part, and this is the one I found the most interesting. Apparently it's got some sort of weird, well, the runes do something more so besides just for show and all that. So, say for example, some big baddie decided to come and knock your ass out for a good while, with killing intent, mind you.
Don't remind me.
I'm sure you've experienced such things such as that, Seeker's Life and all that. So if you get knocked down and you're about to be on death's doorstep, don't worry. As long as the revolver's in your on your person, that is, you will be able to get back up with just a little bit of your stamina still going on. Although, if you get hit again after that point, then, well, the little thing's not going to help you at that point.
Sounds nifty.
Yeah.
Gun that gives you a second chance.
Yes.
That's.
It is the I believe I think I called it the Undying Snub Nose of the Father. I think I called it. So you want to go ahead and write that down?
Toy.
Yeah. So 3 charges.
Ouch. right in the feels with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's kind of where Xian's brain has been half the time. So
Yeah.
Bad gun.
Yep. So he hands you back the revolver and he says, "So that's a pretty special little thing you got there. Is there anything else I can do for you? Try to beef up your current gun. Maybe make the barrel longer, make it more badass."
well, longer barrel means it gets heavier. So,
You're a dragonborn. Well, then again, those noodle arms, I don't know. No offense, but...
I'm taken.
Then again, looks can be deceiving, and he goes ahead and throws his arm out. See? I got noodle arms too, but...
Big
that's
differ on that one.
Looks can be deceiving, that's all I'm saying.
Well, of course.
So, well, if you don't need anything else, I'll be here, unless, you want to get back to me on that gun. Then
I'll consider it, huh?
works for me. He goes back to what he was doing. At that point, Maya actually waves you over for a second, and she's, like, looking really excited.
Oh, no. Excited kobold.
And...
I'm gonna walk over to her. It's like, what she got?
And she's gonna say, "How you doing, Xian?"
Better, I guess, after an experience and a half, but...
Yeah, I heard. Well, don't mind me, I'm just making a super cool thunder cannon, and she, like,
Wait,
shows it off. It's like this big cannon that's, like, twice the size of her.
Holy, how are you even holding that?
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know, and then she falls over herself.
Oh. You know, I had to say something, right?
Says,
Here,
"Ow."
let
No,
me help.
God is good
Ow.
when it's too big for you to hold.
I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna help her.
Thank you.
Hold it.
Ow.
You're welcome. Are you alright?
I'm good, I got excited.
I can see why.
Yeah, so... I heard a long time ago, artificers of days of old actually started out with things like this. This was their little entry-level thing, and I managed to find some old plans from the library. And it's not quite done yet, and I'm still trying to figure out how to make this thing work. Apparently, a lot of applications were used with magic rather than actual ammunition. Apparently, a spell called Shocking Grasp made this work. And so the gears started turning in my head, and who's sipping? Please.
Who's doing the sip?
Let's find out.
Anyways, with that said, she says, "I can make this work, but the gears are turning in my head a little bit, and I know that you're not a wizard per se, but you're a bronze dragonborn, so maybe we can make this work." And
Maybe.
she holds out a portion of this cannon out to you, and she says, "Put your hand on it and see if you can channel lightning through it."
Okay, so he's gonna put his hand on it, and
Yeah.
he's going to try. So, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, so you, despite the fact that you're dragonborn and having some sort of innate magical ability, you got nothing. So you just put your hand on it and, like, nothing happens. A few moments pass by and just nothing. And all you hear from the back is Thomas saying, "I told you so."
Just gonna shoot him a glance, like, maybe there is a way to make it work.
Yeah, she says,
Just not.
You know, I guess you need to be a wizard for this kind of thing. Wait a minute. I have an idea. And if he's willing to do so, he can teach you. You can
He?
Yeah, Kane. He's an Eldritch Knight. He knows magic. He works with you closely, right? I mean, if you ask all the other wizards here, they're like, "No, I'm too busy."
This kind of sounds like my mother. And she's a sorceress.
Base cannon.
Kitchen witch.
Oh, yeah, I've heard all sorts of stories about those. Well, if you're willing to, and he's willing to, he can teach you how to use Shocking Grasp, and you can make this thing work. Until then, it's just gonna be this big old doorstop.
Well, we're not gonna use it as a doorstop.
That would be such a waste, right?
It would be, actually.
So,
That, and I wouldn't mind shocking a few people. Anyway.
hey, I don't judge.
Look, I did it when I was little. Trust me, the whole carpet thing, it works.
Works, especially if you're a bronze dragonborn. So, with that, she's extending an invitation for you to do some research on this weapon with her, but you're going to need to talk to Kane about that.
Well, we're gonna accept that invitation, of course, because it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, out of character moment over.
Are you sure that was out of character?
Half and half?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
It was half. It was totally half.
Oh my god.
Totally half. Excitement, awesomeness. Great, what the hell?
So, with that, you can do anything else at the moment, or you can go directly and speak to Kane, see if he wants to help teach you.
Thoughts. Everything went south. Christian's just admiring this piece of work, and he's like, this little kobold created this. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All in his head, he's like, that's just awesome. And like, on the other hand, it's like, she's so cute and she's excited.
So what would
Cute
you
factor.
So what would you
On
like
the
to
other hand, you got big gun.
do? Yeah,
What?
big gun,
On the other hand,
Big gun.
big
Oh,
gon.
Let's go visit.
If a gun's big, it makes a kobold tip over. It has to be good.
Yeah, right. It's big enough for a kobold not be able to lift it. One kobold to be able to lift it, and yeah, it's probably good.
Other than that, kobold is buff as hell. But this is Maya we're talking
Yeah,
about.
no, she's got new
She's
arms.
adorable.
So.
She's adorable.
All right, so what would you like to do?
Let's go find Kane, because I'm curious.
That was thunder outside. Damn. Okay, so
That's what that was.
you go ahead and track Kane down, and you actually shoot him a text message, and he says, currently with another hunter, meet me at the training hall.
Awesome. Well, at least I did some exploring before.
Yeah, so you're able
Pockets
to...
the phone.
Yeah, you're able to get there with no problem. You don't have to roll anything for it. So with that, you get to the training hall, and he's there, and he sends Hunter off after he had some discussions with him. And this is the time that you see Bilge come in,
Oh dear.
and he's
Big boy.
yeah, he's looking around, and he's like, this is the part where he was getting into one of the training rooms to figure out more about his hammer. So, at which point, Kane waves you down. Kane waves you down, and he says, "Hey, Xian, you need to talk to me about something?"
Yeah. Well, I just came from Thomas's place and talking to Maya. Apparently, she's got a little toy I'm interested in.
Oh, the thunder cannon? Yeah,
Yeah.
she was telling me about that.
She also mentioned that you might be able to help me.
Oh, she's looking at you specifically. All right. She's really good at not being transparent.
I wouldn't expect her to be.
Yeah. All right, so that means you want to learn Shocking Grasp, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, lucky for you, you're a Dragonborn, which means you have some sort of magic ability in you, despite being not part of that club, kinda? So,
That depends on the kind of part. But
yeah.
we'll discuss that later.
It also helps that your heritage is bronze, so hey. Yeah, so we can spend some time. I got a few hours to kill at the moment. And so he goes ahead and sets up a training room for you. And inside there's a couple of little dummies. They look like small holograms. But once you put your hand to it, it feels tangible. It feels like an actual person. And he says, okay, so in order to do this, kind of think of it like your breath weapon, except you're putting it through your arms and hands. So go ahead and just try it, you know? Don't think too much on it, because if you do, it could backfire and that could hurt. So Xian, I'm going to need you to roll me a d20, just a straight d20, and see what happens.
Wow. It's too bad. And it jumped. It jumped! You'd think a heavy dice wouldn't jump. No, legit.
The heavy dice wants to fly.
It wanted to, actually. It kind of prematurely rolled out of my hand, but I rolled a 15.
You rolled a 15?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's just within the middle. So, despite the fact that there wasn't a lot of instruction coming from Kane, you decided to go ahead and just try it, see what happens. You place your hand on this hologram, and you concentrate on the energy flowing through you. Use the same method that you use for your breath weapon, despite the fact you haven't used it yet. And you actually managed to go ahead and use Shocking Grasp, surprisingly. The thing is, though, it kind of burns your hand a little bit as you do it. So, like, as soon as it gets done, it stings a bit. And, like, small bits of steam come off your hand as well, too.
Ouch.
And
That's smart.
and Kane's like, holy crap, first try.
Yeah.
He's, like, actually thoroughly impressed. He says, wow, that's really good. Holy crap.
Wow.
Wow. So, he says, alright, let's try that again for a little while. And, so, a few hours go by, and he tells you how to do it, how to properly use Shocking Grasp. And so now you have the ability to use it, but only once per long rest. It's very limited.
Okay.
So that's fun. Make sure you write that down. So after the training session, Kane takes you out of the room. He says, "Oh, I'm actually thoroughly impressed. You actually managed to get it right. A lot of these guys, they take like a couple of days to like a few weeks, even. This is pretty good."
I guess it kind of helps if your parents happen to be something of
What?
magically inclined.
Oh, magic origin. Yeah, that does help if you have that running through your veins. Well, you might want to get back to Maya about the cannon. I got a couple things I need to take care of. In fact, I gotta go visit Tulius. He's probably in the infirmary, probably hurting like a mother right now. So I
bet.
will catch you later. And
Sure thing.
he waves you off and he heads out. That's around the time that he's about to visit Tulius before Bilge has his freak out. So
The best freak out ever recorded.
I'm just saying, I've listened to that part probably like 100 different times. It's amazing. So we head back to the research lab, and Maya's still working on her things. And she looks at you eagerly as you walk into the door again, and she says, "Okay, did you get anywhere? Did you do it?"
Yeah, actually.
All right. And so she holds it up again, propping it up against one of the crates, and says, "Okay, right on that little center console part of it. Just do your thing."
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to it.
All right. Roll me another d20. See what happens.
Oh my lord. Why? That was an 11.
11. Okay, so some sparks.
Try again.
So your some sparks come out of your hands, and the weapon actually seems to respond to it, but it's really quick. It like starts up and then it goes back down again. And
And it's just like,
and she's looking at it like, okay, try one more time, but try not to fry it.
if I fry it, I owe you.
Yeah, and that's pretty expensive. So, no pressure. Roll the d20 again.
17.
Okay, so
Failure is not not acceptable.
you concentrate pretty hard on it, and sparks fly out of your hands once more, and the thing starts to whirl to life, and then you actually did so well that it actually like prematurely fired, and like it blasts crates across like the room, and there's just a loud clanging coming out from everywhere.
That was unintentional.
And Maya is like super excited And Thomas is just like, "Wow, that's great. Let's just not do that in my lab next time, thank you."
But
Uh-oh, we lost Jack. So.
she was like, that was definitely unintentional, but hey.
But Thomas gives you a smile anyways, knowing that you actually managed to make Maya happy with this. So says, "Okay, so it works kinda, but we're not quite there yet.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it, dude." And
I accidentally somehow.
you accidentally did the thing. So at that point,
Oh no, I didn't accidentally. The internet accidentally.
oh. And with that, Maya says, "Okay, I think that'll be it for now. I don't want to overload this thing because I don't want to start from scratch again." So,
Fair enough.
You know, come back after your next mission, and maybe I might get it done by then.
Sure. I'll definitely check in. That's an interesting piece of work.
Yeah. As you survey the surroundings, as like a bunch of crates are knocked
Did it
over.
shoot thunder or lightning?
It was more like an explosion of just thunder, and it just.
Little overboard, but hey, it worked.
So yeah, anything you also want to do with your week off, or is that going to be it? Now that you have a new shiny revolver and now can use shocking grasp once every long rest.
What to do? Two things. And the noise from the living room.
You can be like Morris and get fucked up on beer or whiskey and trail mix.
About that. He would be 21, but he's not allowed to drink.
Yeah, his mom would kill him.
His mom would, actually. And speaking of mom...
Yeah.
Everybody will get to meet her. Anyway.
Sometime soon.
Yeah. So I guess I'll go mess with target practice for a while, because he's still mad he didn't hit that thing.
Yeah.
It's like the underlying thing is like, you know, I need to practice more.
Yeah. So you spend the rest of your week shooting and such, and getting used to your new gun as well too. Now the snub nose, by the way, does work like a normal gun as well, but you need actual bullets for that. Minus, save for Harmony that doesn't need it because it's your spirit weapon. Okay, so I think that'll do it for Xian's week. Tulius, have you got your info together?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty set.
Okay. So, when you get back from your mission, the first thing you thought was hospital, and you managed to get to the infirmary, and they're able to take care of you very well.
You know he doesn't care about getting well. He cares about the girls.
Yeah, and you've been trying to seduce a couple of them. Some of them very subtly, others not so much. It's sort of a work in progress at the moment, but a lot of them are like, at this point with you. But they still tolerate you because you're still charming. And afterwards, Bilge has his freak out, and you go ahead and join Moores with eating trail mix and everything, but you didn't last very long and passed out back in your room, so it's the next day, and now you have the rest of the week off before the next mission. So what would you like to do?
You're probably gonna feel like shit in the morning.
after a nice cup of coffee, and getting some thoughts together, I think I'm just gonna take some time to just kind of peruse and talk about with a few of the other folks here in base.
Okay.
And all the while kind of looking over my shoulder every so often.
Oh,
that's right.
looking over. Oh, right. Alexander, right?
I forgot who he pissed off.
Alexander earlier, unless he doesn't hold grudges.
One of the twins. Either one.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're you're kind of walking around. You're noticing all sorts of different people walking around. A lot of faces you haven't seen before, of course. A lot of people are very unfamiliar looking to you, but they seem to recognize you as you're one of the seekers that have just sort of came out of nowhere and is now suddenly collecting these powerful artifacts that have the capabilities of destroying the world, and everyone knows it. So, there's a lot of people looking in your direction and whispering things that you can't quite hear.
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Being the center of attention.
Quite nice, actually. Yes.
Yeah, so...
What is kind of the structure of things around here? Like, who delegates orders and, you know,
A lot of that is captains that do that. Except for Evans, he commands everything. So... people like Kane, for example, does a lot of the work with like talking to people and giving out orders on behalf of Evans. There are other people like Kane that is in the same like rank as him, but you don't really see them often, as Kane is far more social than most people are, because he has to be. There's been a lot of you've been hearing a lot of stories about hunters getting lost out in the field. Same thing goes with scouts, and sometimes you hear conversations like, "Oh no, we just lost Jonesy," and you know, people, stuff like that. They're just having issues with some loss. So
Yeah. Don't say loss.
hey man, you went that way, not me.
Hashtag feels. Anyway.
So with
No.
that said, yeah, so
The internet ruined me. What's everyone else's fault?
so yeah, people like lead hunters like Kane, for example, are usually the ones who usually delegate a lot of the orders.
Okay.
Or if you want
Maybe
to talk to Evans himself too, he's always has his office open. So
Yeah, maybe I'll do that briefly, see what happens.
okay, so we're gonna go to his office.
Yes, please.
Okay, give me 1 second while I get everybody set up. Well, you at least set up. Okay. Okay, so going through your memory of the how the place is structured, you managed to get over to the one of the top floors to talk to Evans.
Okay.
He's currently in his office. You can go ahead and move if you like.
Yeah.
As you're about to like knock it, the door opens. It slides open for you,
Oh.
and Evans says jokingly from the back, "Yeah, that usually gets the new people."
Right. Well, good morning.
Good morning. How are we feeling today? I know that you didn't look so well earlier.
Yeah, a nice stiff cup of coffee always perks me up.
Ah,
That works pretty well.
simple pleasures.
Indeed.
So, what can I do for you?
Wanted to ask you, since I've kind of thrust upon myself, well, I guess the others have kind of thrust upon me the title of captain. How do I go about making that official? It's got a nice ring to it. I want to see if there's
Well,
something I can do for some sort of promotion.
When we had an actual team of Seekers before, actually, Thomas was the last captain in recent memory before he decided to retire after his incident. We can put that into writing if you want. If they trust you to be their leader, then absolutely. We can go ahead and make some paperwork official, which means you'll have some extra little bonuses attached to that title, but also some responsibilities, as you probably may know.
Of course.
Alright, so he goes ahead and gets out his desk and has a bunch of papers, signing things, boring paperwork. But you can now register yourself as a captain, which means there'll be some pretty interesting things you can do with that. You can try to requisition certain supplies, depending if they have enough of it. Depending on how well you do on some missions as well, too, you might be able to get some info about some certain objects that may appear, including platinum shards, depending. Scouts will now listen to you as well, too, that you see around. If you want them to go search for something, you can. So that's really fun.
Sounds interesting.
So as you sign up everything, Evans takes the papers, stacks them together, says, "Excellent. Well, allow me to be the first one to say congratulations, Captain."
It's an honor. Didn't think I didn't think a promotion was going to be that quick, but
You'd be surprised, especially when you get artifacts of power like this. It's very important that we get these. We're still searching for the next one. Our scouts have not been able to find anything at the moment, including including those of the scryers and such. They have not been able to find anything yet, but remaining diligent. I'm hoping that this next artifact isn't already in capable hands, if you catch my drift.
absolutely.
Yeah, these people really need protection. I need to make sure that all of them can live their lives without any sort of supernatural threat.
Let's hope we can work together on that.
So far, I have no worries.
I do have one request, however.
Sure, name it.
If we could send a couple scouts, nothing life-threatening, I assure you, but if you could have a couple of scouts sent out to look for a woman by the name of Maria.
Maria?
Just Maria. No offense, but you should probably give them more than just Maria.
He was going to say that. He's like, a certain person. All right. I can go ahead and send off the order to them. I'm going to need some description of this individual. Who is this Maria individual? What did they mean to you?
I pull out, there's a small necklace I have around my neck, a locket with a picture in it, and just...
Yes,
Oh,
a former lover.
oh shit.
No.
I was not prepared for this.
I take out the picture itself and I place it on his desk.
He eyes it over, and I imagine he sees you as your human self and this woman, right? Or is it just the picture of her?
No, just the picture of her.
Okay, so he sees this and he says, interesting. He writes down the description. He says, who is, if you don't mind me asking, this is now off the record as business, but more so interpersonal, if you don't mind. Who is this person to you?
Just between you and me.
Mm-hmm.
It happened actually a few years ago. This is actually a musical partner of mine I got into the business with, and we were a duo group for a little while. Just small time, nothing really that big.
Right.
Until our act got a little bit more popular, and when a producer came into the picture, we got even more, just more popular, and it got kind of nice, until they started sharing dressing rooms together, and there was one particular gig I remember setting up for her, and well, I was the only one that showed up. I came back to the studio that night after a horrible solo act.
Oh.
The worst act in my career, I should say. Not very proud. But after seeing the entire studio ransacked, cleared out, and with a note that said, "Get lost," that just kind of struck a nerve.
Wow. My condolences. I understand. I can relate to some of that myself, but having days where things are not so great after being on top of the world.
Oh my god.
I just want to know that this person, Maria, if she's alive, and that's all I want to know.
Okay. Consider it done. And he
Thank you.
gets done with the request order. He says, I'll have this sent out in a moment. Is there anything else I can do for you, Tulius?
Just keep that between you and me.
My lips are sealed.
Wonderful. And I turn on my heels and leave the room.
All right. As you leave the room, you actually, I imagine you probably feel a little better getting that off your chest. But now you still have the rest of your week to do whatever you want. What?
We have to celebrate your promotion eventually, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Eventually.
Yeah, everyone's gonna get notification that Tulius has now been instated as official captain. So.
Shit. You know what that means? It's a Friday night.
There was, I remember you saying that there were kind of like, quote unquote, like guild masters of each class or something like that.
Yeah, there's people who are around that have, I guess you could consider them kind of like masters of the class and such. And there are about one for each individual. They have one set out. Is there anyone you're looking out for in particular?
Let's see if the bard can help me understand how to channel my music a little bit more efficiently.
All right. So you take a moment to look around, and as you enter in, so I forgot to mention this about the interior of the of HQ. So think of it like this: there is this place in Dubai that's a big shopping mall kind of area, but it's all indoors, but it's like has streets and everything like that in it too. So it's like an indoor city area. You look up, and instead of seeing like sky, you see like tile, but like it still has like this natural light coming in. It's hard to explain, but everything's artificial yet seems kind of natural, and it looks like almost like a street, like you're out in a city. And as you're walking around, Tulius, you're actually catching your ears catch some sound. It sounds like it almost sounds like acoustic, like guitar. And you see a bunch of people looking over at this one person who seems more like a rocker more than a actual acoustics kind of person. But he's just sort of sitting there playing his music, and just people are just listening in intently. And he finishes up his performance, and everyone's, claps, gives him some extra bits of gold and money, and he waves off everyone. What would you like to do?
Or the crowd kind of clapping with him, and
they gave him a standing ovation as he plays, and his music sounds amazing. It's like you've heard acoustics several times before in your life, but something about this is just, for lack of a better term, enchanting.
I can imagine, yes.
So, it seems
I suppose when he has a moment to himself, I'll approach.
Yeah, so people start to disperse, and he starts to take his things up, and he has his guitar out, and he starts to put it in his case, and he looks up to you, and he says, Oh, go ahead.
I would say that's quite the performance you had there, sir.
He looks up at me and says, well, thank you. He looks over and says, wait a minute. Aren't you the seeker that everyone's been talking about?
One in a certain number of individuals, yes.
Yeah.
I imagine you're talking about the artifact we uncovered.
Yeah, they've heard all about that stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I've got the scar to prove it.
Oh, I've heard. They said that you looked like you had been in a battlefield against 100 different people at one time. Well, that's what I said, but
Wouldn't be too far off.
Yeah, I don't mean to come off as rude, but I was trying to come up with some material based on that story about how you came back from some big old fight or something. And, well, so far I've just been able to make some street performances. I haven't been able to make the song work just yet, so...
If you want to hear it from the tiefling's mouth, I'll give you all the information you would need.
Really? And he actually looks like his eyes light up a bit. He's like, all right. And this guy I mentioned, he's definitely looks like a punk rocker, but he extends his hand out to you. He says, my name's Gene, by the way. Some people know me as the bard tutor around here. I may not look like much, but Trust me, I've had my experience.
I shake his hand, and in return, I say, Tulius Evermoor,
Ah,
tiefling bard and musician myself.
I've heard. Although I don't think I've heard you play any of your music around in here. Not a lot of bards in this HQ, let me tell you, but the ones that do come by are really damn good.
Yeah, most of my music just comes off the cuff right now. I haven't been on a stage really in quite some time.
Really? Have you ever thought about playing out here for everybody to listen to? These people eat this up, man.
Yeah, I can see that. Everybody likes a good performance. I think once I get my confidence back, I might give it a shot.
And he says, well, there's like no time like the present. Why don't you do it right now?
It's very true. Well, how about this? If you can give me a couple lessons, I'll share with you all the information you want to know for your song.
He scratches his head a bit and he says, alright, you know what? You got yourself a deal then. So, he goes ahead and sets up his stuff at this, on the corner he's at, and he says, alright, so, what do you want to know?
Well, and I... So, after going beyond the veil, so to speak, after finding out I actually am a tiefling, I've been kind of noticing a few things I can do, including, and I prestidigitation some dancing musical notes in my hands, things like this.
And he sees that and he says, yeah, I remember being able to do that. He waves his hand and you see like actual like small like music sheet kind of come up. And you see like the notes dance around as well too. And they actually sort of sound like make small sounds as he does this. He says, yeah, that's a fun trick.
Yours makes sound? Oh my god.
Yeah, you just gotta take some time to learn. You just gotta... It's gonna sound really cliche, right? But you gotta feel it. You gotta feel the music.
I know exactly what that means.
Okay, good. Because everyone looks at me crazy when I say that.
No, I feel it. Alright.
Well
I've
then.
got a few other things.
Alright, show me what you got.
Well, I look around, like, looking around, is there kind of like a storefront or like something like that?
This is a pretty, where you guys are currently at is like in a very less densely populated part of this inner city, but there are some storefronts around nearby.
Let's see. Well, I've noticed just by kind of channeling raw emotion, I can kind of do things like this. And looking at one of the storefronts, I cast thaumaturgy and I swing the door open, just slam it open.
What? Yeah, you hear someone. You hear someone inside the store say, "Damn kids!" And Gene starts laughing. He says, "Oh, I remember doing that. Yeah, no, that's great. That's part of the performance. You get the right stage and everything. You can make that work to your advantage."
Oh boy.
We gotta figure out how we can add all that together in one awesome performance.
I like where you're going with this.
Well, when I get to my more official type of stages, that's what I do. I make the stuff that looks like pyrotechnics and everything, except it's all magic.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I run a rock group, so it's kind of my thing. And he actually materializes he actually has a spirit weapon too, but it's a guitar. He materializes it out of nowhere, swings it over his neck, says, "Yep, this is my baby." And he starts.
My jaw is on the floor.
He actually starts playing it a little bit, and it's it sounds kind of heavy, but it might be like metal, but it sounds so beautiful. You don't know if it's because you're a tiefling or just because he's a magic man, but it sounds beautiful. plays it for a little bit. And he says, "Yep, that's my deal. That's what I'm sticking to." You okay there? Like, yeah.
It's just captivating, really. My tail is just like flicking back and forth with just absolute excitement.
Yeah, well, once you get to learn a little more about the whole bard stuff, you'll be able to do this kind of thing easily.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, actually. All right.
Well, I don't got another performance for another couple of days if you want to do a jam sesh and try to get this all figured out.
Yeah, I'd love that.
All right. So,
And
That's a
during
nice
off
little
times, I'll make sure
Julius.
to let you know and figure out that song for you.
perfect. And so you guys spend the rest of the day learning about the intricacies between music and magic, and you realize that there is a very strong connection between the two, all both evoking emotion. And his songs are a lot like stories, you realize, as you're listening. You almost, as he plays, you can almost envision stories about warriors and people who have gone out bravely to fight monsters and things. And it still has a very strong emotional side to it as well, too. It's very odd, but very captivating and just amazing. And you spend the rest of your night going ahead and learning from him. And yeah, that's kinda, except a little less flashy.
Okay.
That's basically it. So yeah, you spend the rest of the night, and he gets his stuff. He says, "All right, well, it's good rocking with you, Tulius. I expect you to practice and come back to me."
Yeah, man, definitely.
Excellent.
It's
Well,
been very informative.
Excellent. That's part of my job here. That's what Evans put me to do. So, whenever you get a chance to, I got another thing going on in a couple of days, and I'll be gone for the rest of the week. So, if you want to come back tomorrow and the day after that, you can. But after that, I'm gonzo. So,
Sure thing, yeah.
all right. So you part ways, and the rest of the night. Is there anything else you want to do at your week, or are you just practicing with Gene?
For the most part, yeah, just practicing with Gene and,
Yeah.
again, checking over my shoulder, making sure don't have a secret audience somewhere.
Yeah, is there? You might just have. So, but you're not quite sure. But for the most part, you believe it's just yourself and Gene just jamming out. All right, cool. So with that, because you have worked with Gene on practicing your music and your abilities. Hold on. What? Your throat. Yep. Hang on. Yes, Bilge, you may do so for sure. We will get to that soon. So yeah, I'm gonna have you add about 800 XP for jamming out with Gene, and you're on your way to getting something special out of it too.
Billy G. Not my girl.
Not quite.
Wait, 800?
Yeah, 800.
Does that put you at the level cap?
Wait, I was at 5,804, so yeah, 64.
Oh. No, 66. If you're at 58. Oh,
Close.
where's my bullet?
So,
Yeah,
perfect.
good.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to do for your week, or that's just about it?
I guess, who else is kind of just hanging around the base as far as everyone else, I guess?
Me.
Kane is, for sure. I'll say that.
Oh. But, I see that, yeah, the experience points is 6,500 for level 5, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
so now you're next level?
Yeah, I'm at level 5 now.
Shit.
Yeah, you definitely got something out of that jam experience too. You felt
Yeah, I did.
inspired. So good
Very
job.
much. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that'll probably be my whole week then.
Sweet. All right. With that, we shall move on to our last dude, Jack.
Oh,
Let's see, Jack. During your training session, you come back the second day to do more stuff, and and as you're about to get into the next training room, you actually see what looks like to be monks like yourself, but more modern looking, and it's a very one is an
more
old,
modern looking.
yeah.
Sorry, when you say monks, I do imagine those people in the orange garbs that I see
Yeah.
sometimes in real life.
Yeah, not the Shaolin
But
type.
how do you make that more?
They just sort of just like, well, one guy has like a bunch of like embroidery and he looks really official, so you kind of gather that he's like the monk trainer. And there's this young looking guy as well too. He couldn't be older than like 23, 24. And he looks just like exhausted and downtrodden. And you overhear this conversation. You hear this old man. He says, "Well, I've done everything I can, Jin. I think another profession might be best for you." And he pipes on and says, "No, I need to learn how to do this. Please, just give me some more time."
Alright, I can hang back, like half-ass some shit while subtly eavesdrop on them.
Yeah. And the older gentleman says, "I'm sorry, Jin. I've done everything I possibly can. You can't seem to grasp what I'm trying to teach you." And this kid, Jin, he says, "Master, please, just give me some more time. I guarantee I can get it. Just a little more time. That's all I ask."
What does this look like exactly?
What? Who?
Jen, like, I'm more just, like, what do you look like exactly?
He looks like he's in like kind of like those gis, right? You get like the in the dojos
I
and
was
whatnot. But
thinking
like
that.
he has longer jet black hair, kind of sort of styled similar to like Thomas's, but he has like a ponytail on the back as well too. Very very good looking actually. You're like,
Hey, why do you say that?
because I'm trying to get this up in here for you. Anyways, but no, for real, like he's sharp looking young man, but like you could tell that he's like really downtrodden at this point.
Alright.
So, what do you want to do?
See. I have Jack comes over, like, oh, hello.
And
What's going on over here?
the older gentleman looks at you and he says, "Oh, you must be that seeker, Mr. Wolfgang, I presume."
Ah, I guess our reputation is growing. That'd be me. Jack, but you can call me Jack. Wolfgang is a little too formal for me.
No, fair enough, my friend. He shakes your hand and he says, "My name is Master Zin. I am the monk trainer within the halls of the Silver Hand. And this is my apprentice, Jin." He gestures to him. And just Jin is like out of breath. He's just like, "Hi, how you doing?"
I'm doing fine. And you?
Uh,
Working hard?
I sure hope so. And Zin says, yes, he's been working very hard, more so than he really should. And he says, I apologize, just give me a second. And he says to Jin, I really believe that you need to consider other avenues. And Jin says, "No, I'm not giving up on this. Seriously, just need more time."
Master Zen, don't mind me
Zen.
interrupting, but
Yes.
Zen. I'm not good with names, you know that, Shane.
Yeah, but that's Shane knows that. Zin doesn't.
Oh.
But anyways.
He's dying over there.
This is a stupid wall break.
Hey man, you put it up for me. I'm just taking it. So, all right.
What is you said? I can't help notice the interesting garb. What kind of chain are you doing?
I train monks of all sorts of types, whether it be the way of the open hand or the way of shadow. I do it all, essentially.
Shadow, you say?
Yes.
Super monk.
Super monk, yes.
Super monk.
Super monk. He learned all the kung fu.
Essentially, he even makes Keanu Reeves look bad.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna move over to the barracks here. So he still like looks at Jin, and you can tell that he wants to help, but he just does not know how.
So, what are you training the boy in then?
He is learning the way of the open hand, but at the same time, I've been trying to teach him all sorts of things: way of shadow, way of, regrettably, even on sides of like long death as well too. Tapping into the darker side of things, but even that he can't seem to grasp. So.
I see. Is it?
What's that?
What's the boy's name again?
Jin.
The DM. Jin.
Yeah.
Hey Jin. I want.
He looks up. He says,
I pat.
Oh.
I pat him on my chest. Give me your best shot.
"What? Wait a minute. You say that I should hit you right here now, or like in?"
Right here and now. I can take it. Don't worry about it.
He like he's kind of like not sure what to do at this point, and Zin just says, "No, you heard the man. Go ahead."
You can't. Trust me. I've taken bullets to the chest before.
Okay.
I think I can handle a punch.
Discovered wars, you know.
Okay, so he says, "Okay, I'll do my best," and he hits the fighting stance up, and he's about to take a punch at you, and he rolls.
Fuck was that?
He rolls a 7. So he hits you since you're not moving, but like you don't feel a thing. And he's just in like it's just like kind of slightly awkward as he like has his fist up to your chest at the moment, and you just don't feel anything. And he says, how was that?"
Try again.
Yeah, try it like this. And he gives us some pointers on
Okay.
how to throw a good basic punch.
Okay. So
All right, give it a second try.
okay. So he's gonna try it again. This time he looks far more confident. He actually rolled a 17 to hit.
Ah, good.
Yeah, you definitely that hits. So you feel that. Yeah, you actually get pushed back a bit, and Zin's like eyes widen as he sees this. He says, "Wow, interesting." And Jin is like almost ecstatic, but he's trying to remain like professional. He's like, I did. Yes. Thank you, Jack."
No problem. That was a good, firm hit.
And Zen takes his side for a second. He says, "Jack, I don't know what you just did, but I'm thoroughly impressed by the amount of improvement in a couple of 5 minutes that just happened. This
Well,
might
let's just say I have a lot of experience under my belt, Zen.
I dare say so myself. Now, if this is too much, I can understand, but I have many people to attend to, and I just can't keep tutoring Jin any longer. Would you possibly be willing to take him under your wing?"
Oh, damn.
Asking me to teach him what I know.
Essentially, yes. The Way of Shadow seems to be something that he grasps easier than Open Hand, but who knows? Maybe he might learn something new. He might create his own order. Who knows?
Yep. I let the boy decide this, though.
Fair enough. And he
Hey,
takes
kid.
you. Oh, yep. And he looks up to you. He says, "Yes, sir."
Tell me, how long you been training in the art of shadow?
He kind of thinks for a second. He says, "Probably about 8, 9 months now."
Oh, wow.
A little wet. And how much in the open hand?
2 years.
2 years, huh? Jack looks him up and down. Like he gets. It's like if he's trying to remember something, like he remembering something.
Right. Yeah, you're looking up Jin up and down. He's like a very fit individual, but he's got like
A very
he's very fit. He doesn't have a lot of like a muscle on him, but you can tell that he can still hit hard despite that. So,
Jen,
yes, sir.
I have an offer for you.
And he's like,
I
just is like amazed at this point. Yes.
I've been under military training for many a year, and I have experienced many hardships. I've been through a lot. And seeing you remind me. What?
Wait, what?
Somebody probably walked in.
Oh
Somebody
no,
walked in.
my lord, my immersion.
Fourth wall break.
Back to
You
the
gotta love them.
Yeah, of course.
Moms, you gotta love them.
Yeah, can't live with
Alright.
them, can't live without them. Anyways,
You kind of remind me a bit of me as a young punk. Sure,
punk
You're a
isn't the
little
word punk isn't the word I'd use, but sure, sir.
but the military shaped me up to the man what I am to be. Maybe, just maybe, I can shape you to something greater. Would you like to train under me?
He's trying again. He's still trying to remain that air of professionalism, but like he's kind of ecstatic as you ask them this. He immediately like gets up, he bows, and he says, "Of course, sir, I would."
Damn. Now, I won't go easy on you. You're gonna face one hard of a time. Hell hard of a time.
Word.
Hard. You're gonna have one hell of a time.
If it means that I can be good at what I do, I will do anything I can.
All right.
Cool. So, Zin looks at you. He's like pretty impressed. He says, "Excellent, thank you, Jack. I have many things to take care of now, so you might want to come back to Jin every once in a while. He'll be certain to keep in contact with you as well. I'll try to do everything I can while if you're out on the field and such, but I expect you to teach the boy well."
All right. I will do my best, Zen. And you,
Excellent.
Jin,
He says yes.
expect to meet you in 0800 in the morning tomorrow.
I'll definitely be there. The military life still hasn't left Jack. So,
No.
you go ahead and give him this time, and you spend the week training him very, like, tough. I'm going to need you to roll me a d20 as well, too, just to see how well this training goes. Add +2 to it as well, by the way.
+2?
Yes, +2.
Oh, it's a 17. So +2, that's 19.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is what happens. You spend the week training Jin, and you're honestly not sure what Master Zin even, like, what he meant earlier, because Jin seems to be picking up what you're teaching him really quickly. You're able to explain techniques of the way of shadow, and you teach him how to conjure minor illusions and such as you learned before when you had crossed the veil. And he is learning it really quickly. And the training is going very well. There are some times where he like somewhat fumbles a little bit, but you're able to like get him back up on his feet, and he is just going at it like a champ, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
I am the Obi-Wan now.
Yeah, you are Obi-Wan now. So I want you to
You're doing
add.
pretty well.
I want you to add 600 experience as well too for doing the training. Oh wait, you already did add the experience, so you're good. So you're on your way to doing something pretty awesome with this as well too. So
Nice.
yeah, so he says,
I congratulate the boy. A good pat on the back.
"Thank you, sir. I believe that this training it's sticking with me a lot better than it did with Master Zin. He's pretty brutal, but Well, this pseudo military thing you're doing is. If I can be a little less formal here, it's been kicking my ass, sir.
Good.
So, but he looks.
The hammer that forges you into a proper weapon, or a proper legitimate at least.
He looks very ecstatic about all this, though, and you do very well. And you're like I said, you're very well on your way to something pretty awesome here. All right, so that'll be your week, Jack. Unless you want to do anything else.
I don't think not that I can think of.
All right, cool. So now you have an apprentice. Ooh.
You know, boy, if you ever find in need of a group, maybe I can talk to my captain and then you join.
Oh,
That's a big if.
Yeah, I was about to say, the Seekers are a pretty exclusive kind of quote-unquote club. At least that's what Evan says. I'm just training to be a hunter myself.
Oh, just like King there. Eh?
Oh yeah, like Captain Kane? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors.
I appreciate
you
it.
ever need a little more training, or just a little bit of elderly device, you know where to find me.
Of course. And so yeah, you actually exchange numbers and such like that, and you go on your way, and that'll be the end of your week. So
Hey.
now
I'm Padawan.
Yep. So now, Alexandria, was there anything specific that you wanted to do for your week, or have you just been doing your thing?
Basically.
Okay.
Well, I did
So,
wanted to train a little bit, but
yeah, well, you were able to figure out a little bit about what's going on here. And because of that, you actually now know your way around the facility, so now you don't have to roll to go ahead and look for what you're, to actually look around. So you're good there. You gained a little something out of it, so there you go. So a week passes by. All of you guys do your own individual things, and it's about 8 in the morning. Alexander, you wake up, and Alice is on your little nightstand with the business card from earlier.
Okay.
And she's like trying to write something down with a blue pen. You're not even sure where the hell she got a blue pen from.
oh,
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna grab it by the ears and throw it across the room.
Oh.
So,
I hear this?
yeah, you hear a small squeak from the other room, and she runs out the door, bolts it tough, and runs into Alexandria's room.
I ran out the door. What the fuck?
What did you do?
Alexander, though, do you want to take a look at the card that Alice was just writing on?
Yeah.
Alright, so the business card that you had of Alicia's, you take a look at it after you were wondering if the rabbit decided to vandalize it, and you see that it's actually on the back of the card where it's completely blank and white, and on it you see the words "Seek the truth" on it.
Ooh.
She's intelligent. Good rabbit.
Except
What the hell does this mean?
except the H at the end sort of looks kind of weird since you grabbed her by the ear and threw her. But yeah, you have the words "Seek the truth" on it.
I bet you.
I'm gonna go over to Alexandria's room.
Okay.
I'm gonna be outside.
Is the door open? Oh, you're
Yeah,
outside.
she's already outside.
Her hair, mind you, her hair is down and she doesn't have her glasses, so she's gotta have bad hair.
The hell is your stupid rabbit thing doing in my room?
So, that. What?
Mm-hmm. Your rabbit thing vandalized my room.
What?
What?
She was in my bed. What?
Your rabbit vandalized my room, and I get closer to her face so she can see.
Oh no. Alright, kids. No fighting.
What
Yeah.
do you mean? She vandalized the room.
Tullius, you can hear this going on.
I wake up and I see her doodling on this card.
And
Not
I
really.
grabbed the card from him.
Yeah, and you see the words on the back, seek the truth on it.
Can you even see? You don't even have glasses.
Wait! Oh, wait, hold on. She just
Wait.
rambled back to her room to get her glasses.
Yeah, so you're able to read that now that you have your glasses on after that short little detour.
I run back out and just read it in front of her. Okay. No, I don't know what this means.
No, I don't know what this means.
What do you mean?
It's Alice. I'm looking around for Alice.
Alice was hiding under your bed.
Aww. Alice.
Get your furry ass out of here.
Oh, shut up! You're
I'm
wake
gonna
up
walk
the
down the
others.
hall at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna go inside the room to grab Alice to console her.
Oh my god. Yeah,
It's too early for what is going on?
This doesn't concern you.
It does when it wakes me up from trying to get some sleep.
Well, then go back to sleep or something. We'll try to be quiet.
It's too late for that.
I go
What's
back.
going on?
I go back outside. Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, morning. Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
You kids fighting over toys again or something?
Yeah, her toy vandalized my room.
Gotcha.
That little thing vandalized your room.
Yeah.
Like how we
Technically-
vandalized Moore's room.
You guys.
Okay,
did
well,
what?
not to that wait, what?
Right. I doubt that little thing did that much damage.
Well, I caught it writing on this card here. And I show him the card.
yeah. Tullius, you're able to see the writing too. Seek the truth. Except the H is a little messed up.
What the heck does that mean?
Beats me, but I don't appreciate a stuffed rabbit in my
I don't
room.
appreciate anything.
How did it even get in my room?
I don't know. She was in my room last night.
Oh boy.
Wait, what time is this shit going on?
It's 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning.
She has bed hair and shit and everything.
Grandpa happily shuffles along.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Because he's
I'm actually
awake.
gonna walk right up to Alexandria, and just kind of put my face down to the eye level with Alice,
Yeah.
and just kind of look her in the eyes.
It's staring back at you with these beady eyes that have like. You feel like that has some sort of emotion to it, but you can't really like see it with the naked eye.
Yeah, I'm like
innocent.
scratching my chin, and I'm just like, "What are you trying to say?"
Points at the card.
Aww.
Well, I got
Really, you
nothing.
stupid old toy.
She shakes her nubs at you.
Oh
I-
lord.
Is she flicking me off?
Yes.
More like shaking your
If
her
she
fist.
is, I'm so proud of her.
More like shaking your fist.
Let me hold her for a bit.
No.
No.
Well, why don't you try and figure out what she's trying to tell you?
I don't know. I don't speak stuffed animal.
Obviously, she knows how to write on a piece of paper.
Wait, hold on. I
Uh-oh.
go back to my room and place Alice on top of the desk and open up a random page in the notebook
Okay.
and give her a pen.
Kind of looks at it like, what?
The fuck?
Wait, what? Like, at you, at the paper, at you, at the paper again. At you.
Are you gonna write something?
As you say that, like, she gets startled and damn near drops the pen.
Oh no. I glare at Alexander.
Don't look at me.
Dear God.
I pick up the pen and it's like, and give it back to her.
Okay.
Can you finish writing what you were doing? Like, what were you writing on that card? If you were gonna finish writing.
She looks at the paper and starts drawing circles.
Aww, how cute.
I slammed the card next to her.
Oh God.
This! Finish what you were gonna say!
Falls on her back, and gets back up, and looks at it, and begins to write again. But it's just the same words. Seek the truth.
What? Rickard,
Well,
what the?
well,
What have you been teaching it?
I have.
It's been with us.
I'd say
I just
since it
picked the
has,
card. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I mean, since it has us wanting to look for something and we are seekers, why don't we do as it says?
Seek the truth.
Precisely. It's kind of in our job description.
I actually have to agree with him.
Fine. Whatever.
Go
I'm
back.
going back to bed.
Okay, good.
All right. So you guys head back
and
to.
I'm-
Oh, what's that?
Sorry, and I'm gonna stuff the card like in my coat. Okay, that's
All right.
whatever.
And if I see that thing in my room again, I will rest assured it will not be in one piece.
If you wake me up again, your face is gonna have scars.
Oh
my God.
boy.
You have scars.
Go back to your room.
Fine.
Gosh.
Going back. All right. So the rest of you go back to sleep. What is the rest of you? It's like by this time it's around 10 in the morning. What are the rest of you guys doing? Are you guys still asleep?
Oh,
I'm awake at this point.
I roll over in my sleep, grab a piece of bacon, and go back to sleep with my mom.
What the
Show
fuck?
affection very
Jax, go on.
differently.
Jackson
Wait,
early
what's that?
riser. All right.
I'm already
Wait, what?
fetching a cup of coffee.
Cool.
You know,
Xian, what are you doing?
I'm not sure if I can do this one or not.
Well,
Good
too
morning.
lazy to make my hair. I'm just gonna get dressed and head to the mess hall. Passing Alexander's door, kicks the door. Goodbye.
What do you want?
Oh,
Shut up!
So, if anybody,
It's like a Sunday morning in a college dorm.
oh God, so if anybody dares to look into Xian's room, he's actually sitting there, and there's a cat on his bed.
yeah, there's actually a tuxedo cat on his bed.
Okay.
As you guys are walking past, you can actually see like partially through like the little opening in the window of his door. Yeah, there's now a tuxedo cat in his room.
Okay, this looks like a normal cat.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there like, how the fuck did you get in here?
Just looks at you.
Hello. kitty. No, seriously, you're supposed to be at home. How did you get in here with me?
Just
I just lean over to Alexandria. I didn't know we were supposed to have, or allowed to have pets here.
the cat
I
still
look down at Alice.
the cat still looks at you, just like, you know, tail going back and forth.
All right, Felix. You must have followed me again. Let me guess. Do you want to come with me this time?
Doesn't really say much at this point. Not as much as a cat can say.
Meow.
Meow.
You're like, okay. You know what? Let's just pretend you followed me back, and I'm gonna leave you in here. Don't cause any trouble. Oh boy.
There's like some ear twitching, but yeah, seems to have got that.
And the cat could probably be seen as almost smiling.
Yeah. You swear you can see the cat
Artist.
smile.
He's like, So Xian gets up and gets around, gets dressed and stuff.
Alright.
And he steps outside and he's like, is everybody still standing there?
Yeah, is everyone gone to the mess hall, or is anybody standing outside?
Yeah, I'll take 2 pieces of bacon with me.
And
I'm basically following Tulius because he's just right there.
Yeah. After a while trying to go to sleep, I can't go to sleep because of how pissed off I am. So I'm just gonna go
oh god.
catch up.
And I'm just looking at the card, just
Crazy cat.
looking at it. But
So, so who's going down to the mess hall? I know Alexandria
Me.
is, Bilge is,
Me.
Is
Tulius
is Jack's little apprentice with us at this point?
Jack can see him around in the mess hall, but he's not like around with you guys specifically.
Oh.
In fact, as you guys are getting a table, actually Kane kind of comes up to the table and he's like, "Hey, you guys mind if I sit here for a bit?"
Oh,
Hey, Raven Canes.
Hey.
What's the cool kids?
So,
That's kind of cute.
wait, what?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, he sits down and he has his steak tips and eggs. And he says, yeah, I'm surprised to see you guys up so early. And I'm even more surprised, usually around this time, Evans has at least some sort of update. And he just sort of has his breakfast.
Well, gotta get up early for the senior special.
Well, you gotta know, the senior special is anytime.
Xian eventually joins up.
Yeah.
I woke up with a big old platter, like a whole bunch of different foods. And
Yeah.
on the side, there's a little bowl of oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take out my 2 pieces of bacon. I decided I'm gonna try something new today.
Hey,
Don't
Kane,
Sprinkle it in the oatmeal.
okay. Kane looks at you and he's like,
Ew.
huh.
That actually sounds good.
Huh. Well, they did say that bacon is like the Swiss Army knife of foods. That and potatoes.
Xian.
I take one of his bacon. Oh,
Oh,
God.
God.
Never mind.
They're already gone.
I retract my hand back. That was
There.
disgusting.
What? No, you want a piece? You got
No.
You have some? Oh, you said?
I'm good, Bill. Thanks.
More for me.
Oh.
Kane is just like awed by this. He's like, wow, okay. And it's like, man, he makes a lot of the other guys in the back, some of the orcs in the back look bad. Damn.
Oh damn.
Oh.
And he's like,
Yeah, right. And Kane just kind of stops for a second. He says, you know, I actually had this thought a couple days ago. I just got really busy by the time I had the chance to ask, but you guys have already done your own thing. I'm curious, why did you guys become Seekers?
I was forced to.
We
Guilty.
Kind of just fell into our lap.
Well, it's. I mean, yeah.
Just happened.
The opportunity was like right there. It just sort of happened. Yeah, I mean that was on Evan's request too, by the way. But you guys could have had the chance to just go back to a more normal life.
Well, no, that's all boring and stuff. Going back to all that regular human stuff.
Yeah, that's true. When I became a seeker, I was still in high school. Actually,
Still in high school.
yeah.
Huh.
More
Evan's,
importantly,
yeah, Evans picked me up at that time. That's when I found out about my powers.
Well, it's not like I have anything better to do with my life.
true. And more importantly, how can we go back when we know of all that we know and see all that we can see?
I still doubt that trash can story.
I still feel really bad about that guy.
Again with the trash can.
Yeah, I don't know what Morse's problem was with that, but you know, these things happen.
Maybe he was high on a bug. I mean, what?
Where is that guy anyways? Is he still asleep?
Yeah, where is Morse?
Doing Saturday morning Satan stuff.
Okay,
Concerned.
so like, you can see that like at that point, Kane like has a small air of concern, but he's like kind of shrugs it off. He says, well, oh well.
Doing more things.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe we should go check on him. And a slide goes across my face.
Let's not.
If you have a plan there, big guy, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, no, I just want to go check on my friend and make sure that he's all right.
He's
You know?
probably summoning demons and drinking his own blood. He's fine.
You think there's demons in there?
well, hold on now, hold on.
No.
No, don't.
Isn't he technically a
At
demon?
that point, like people
Yeah,
start.
there is a demon in there.
At that point, like people are like kind of looking at you, Bilge, as you yell that out. And he's like,
Yeah,
Kane's like,
See-
keep it down.
Attention.
All the
Probably
people
not
think there's
the
a demon in there
best
too.
word to scream out loud in public.
Yeah,
What?
don't do that.
But what if there really is? Then it's like all the people can come help us kill him.
Bilge, I was kidding.
Uh,
Easy there, big guy.
Yeah, don't get too worked up now. I'm sure whatever's going on, it's perfectly fine. Ugh. Partly he knows that it's not, but he just has to deal with it.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Okay. Yeah, so.
It's the that's fine dog.
Oh god. So yeah, with that, Kane was just asking you guys about being seekers, and he says, do you guys have any like real regrets joining up with the Silver Hand? Everyone doing okay
Yes.
with it? Well.
Alexander was a
Actually, I think, me personally, this is the best thing that's happened. I mean, my parents have been into kind of the exploration thing, but they hardly let me go with them.
Really?
Yeah, they're treasure hunters.
Huh.
Oh, like Indiana Jones.
Mm.
That's cool.
Not quite, but here, let me show you one of the treasures they found. So he's gonna pull out his phone, and he's gonna go to a specific picture. It's a statue, silver.
Yeah.
In the relief of a dragon. And he's gonna show it to everybody who wants to look. And he's like, here, this is one of their, not recent, but one of their most prized.
Yeah. Kane,
Is that like a great grandpappy?
No, I highly doubt that. I actually didn't know my grandparents.
So what if it was?
Bilge,
I doubt it.
he turned into a dragon. Doesn't mean his parents are dragons.
Oh, that's true. What if they are and they just don't know it, like how we didn't know?
Well, I
We
mean,
gotta go find all our
Hold on.
families and let them know.
Bilge,
that they did.
hold on. Look, I can tell you one thing. They're probably just like me. You know, dragonborn and all.
that's probably pretty true.
You mean
It's
your mom?
just-
Are you saying your mom and dad just pooped into dragons while you pooped into dragons?
It's hard to explain. You'd probably have to ask her. Anyway, but yeah, this statue's been giving me the creeps ever since they brought it in the house.
Yeah, Kane looks it over and he says, "Oh, it's a silver dragon. Interesting."
Well, there's more to it. Like, how do I put this? How much about Pantheon do you know?
A little. Me and religion don't necessarily mix, but you know.
I can agree with that one, but still.
I don't know too much. Does this have to do with a deity?
I guess.
Huh.
They said they found it in a dig some Middle East.
Interesting. He still keeps eyeing the photo. Says, do you think that might belong to that Bahamut dude?
It might. Went through my mom's books, and she's really detailed on things.
Right.
The symbol on the shield that it has there, the same.
Yeah, that's definitely Bahamut for sure.
But it shouldn't. You'd think though, something like that, it wouldn't creep anybody out.
Well, yeah, if it has something to do with Bahamut, yeah, definitely.
That doesn't creep me out.
What's a Bahamut?
Bahamut is essentially a great dragon god. He's benevolent, essentially.
Yep.
So, like Dragon Jesus?
If you want to put it that way, Jack, yes.
Not quite. He didn't really sacrifice. Well, actually, no. You're right about that. Bahamut did make a great sacrifice, according to all
How
the
the hell you
stories.
put a dragon on a cross?
He didn't put it on a cross, Jack.
Or like by the wings.
I'm gonna throw something at somebody.
No, not like that. The story stated that he had a great conflict, and he couldn't carry on the mission, so he had to keep the oath to mortals, essentially. Everything else on creation. Which is why we have platinum shards and our spirit weapons in the first place. At least that's what the stories say.
Thank you, Dragon Jesus.
Well, if you want to believe the stories, that is. I feel like it's probably just a manifestation of our own will, like, what Thomas said.
That's the that could probably be the scientific version of the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I find it very odd how the platinum shards like to meld with the weapon, literally. So...
knows.
I found like 2 before. So far.
Oh, I just found 2 too.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
You should probably use
Oh,
those.
and you know what else, Ken Kane? It's not really like a regret because I don't really know what that is, but like we keep getting sent out to go get these items. Why don't we just take the people down who want to use them, and then we could keep them?
The artifacts are, well, if you try to use them, I mean, you heard Evans, they corrupt. The power that they have in them is far too tempting for people like us, people who are mortals.
Bilge, my boy. Bilge,
Oh,
my boy.
What?
Remember the first 2 artifacts we seeked out? The first one turned the guy into a big fucking snake, and the other one, ghosts.
Yeah, but like I'm sure I'm not too good at it, but like someone real smart like Alexander or like Mr. Music, they could like learn how to work with them,
Snakes and ghosts, Bilge.
Right, what if they were good snakes working for us?
The next artifact
Then we
will
have an
come-
army of snakes and the next missions or something.
Unless the next mission has mongooses.
Good lord.
No.
I didn't know Alexandria was smart.
Hey, you heard that? He called me smart.
Oh yeah,
That's
he
me.
does all that witchy-woo stuff with the cards.
Oh. Smart? Maybe. Attitude? Yes.
Watch, I can prove he's smart. Alexander, what is 2 plus 2?
Oh man,
22.
That really separates
See,
him from
he's a
boy.
genius.
Bilge. What's 2
What?
plus 2?
2?
You're so smart as
take a
Alex.
sip.
Yeah, just Kane's just like sipping on his tea. He's just like,
She insists. You insist at the answers.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
You
this
think I'm that smart, Gramps?
Why?
Yep.
Well, like back
Yes.
home they told me I was all stupid, but like maybe I could be something here. If I'm all smart.
Oh.
well, the
Lord.
thing is about with the order is, yeah, anyone can make anything of themselves here. I think you guys have already.
Attention.
I think you guys have already proved that with your, past 2 missions.
Well, I think that we should start our next mission and keep being something, We should just keep getting stronger until we're the ones that have people coming for us.
I
Don't
fear.
wish that.
I fear that might already be happening.
Huh?
Well,
I'm surprised you guys haven't really met any of the true enemies of the Silver Hand.
Not
I was beginning to
yet.
wonder that actually, with an organization as big and secretive as it is, wouldn't there be a counter organization with
Well,
basically the same goals?
Kane
Zach.
seems to try to find the words. He's having a hard time. He's kind of stammering a little bit. He says, "All right, let me level with you for a second. Evans knows, but he won't tell anybody. He says that it's on a need-to-know basis, and nobody needs to know."
well, if there are enemies, we all need to know.
Well, that's what I said to him. I told him, hey, if there are people against us, we need to know. And he said to me that when you see them, you'll know. And he left it at that.
Well-
He's being very vague about it.
Out of character here, real quick.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to sneak the card out of Alexandria's pocket.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand then.
I am proficient with that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
In
no.
front of her.
That is a 24.
Ooh,
She's
yeah.
holding it in front of her.
Oh,
Well,
Just like
Valiant.
looking at it the whole time.
I think I would have to say you probably get distracted, and Tulius just yoinks it out of your hand.
so how do you explain this then?
Hey,
Kane looks at the card. You're pointing it. Which side are you pointing at? The back or the front?
The one that has the writing that.
Okay, it's on the back then. So
Yeah.
you switch it over to the back's end and you show it to him. He says, I don't know. What does that even mean?"
That's what we're trying to figure out. Her little friend decided to give us that message this morning.
It looks over at Alice and you mean that thing?
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
the
that
bunny is
demonic
much better than
thing.
me.
Well, that's not demonic. Although sentient might now be in the question. That's really interesting.
I don't know.
She's
Well, I mean-
definitely a smart rabbit.
Yeah.
Seek the truth. That's a phrase I keep hearing every once in a while. Seekers were meant to be more than just people who gathered items. They did more.
Oh, is that what it says? Seek the truth.
Seekers seek all sorts of things, whether it be items, an idea, or something, just anything. To basically better the world, essentially.
Maybe that's why we're here.
I feel that's probably the case.
Well,
don't
if
we
it's
ask?
Well, my question is, how would Alice know that?
You got me there. I have no idea.
What, Captain Tulius?
Why don't we go ask the commander about this?
If he'll tell us.
Well, if it's a need-to-know basis, this feels like something we need to know now.
Well, Captain Tutu is right.
And Kane says, "Oh yeah, that's right. You were actually instated as an actual captain now."
That I was, just the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, Congrats.
Well,
you.
Captain's
Yes, we have to do proper
been
celebration.
captain since the beginning. What you mean?
I'm laughing to myself. Captain Tutu. I almost choke.
Almost choke on his drink.
He says, yeah, Kane says, yeah, you guys all got the email, right? It was... Dude, everybody knows now.
I certainly did.
Well, check this
I
phone.
think my phone
Oh.
lit up, but I couldn't read it.
Aww, poor Bilge.
Aw.
Was that bleep blop for?
Jack,
Oh,
don't play me for a fool, man. You know what I'm
Don't
talking
hurt
about.
yourself.
You mean I can use them more than for calls?
Yeah.
Okay. Note to self: teach Grandpa how to use the phone.
The future is now, old man.
Oh God.
Oh,
I know.
Wow.
I take the card back from Julius.
Yep, yoink. So he says, Kane actually says, what's on the other side?
Show him.
It's the card I showed you earlier.
Oh, it's that card. Oh, right. Fortune teller. Right, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's
I put it in my pocket.
really
oh, I
weird.
remember that lady.
Yeah. I remember you guys briefly talking about her. I don't know anything about it, though. Fortune tellers are all over the damn place, and a lot of them are scam artists.
Well, after that incident, I don't think she was a scam artist.
Yeah, I gotta admit, when Alexandra showed me the card, it seemed really specific. You guys got all that too, right? You got cards like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I pull them out my back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always carry these with me. It's like it tells me. I look at it. It's like a mirror, you know. It shows me a little picture of me.
He looks at it and he actually says, yeah, actually, you're not really all that wrong. Studying it a bit. Says, yeah, this is really interesting.
I pulled the two cards out of my pocket as well, and I show them. Yeah. In fact, they all correspond to exactly whom and what we are.
Jack
See, I told you something was weird about it.
She said I was like a Barbara, and I was like aggressive and angry.
A Barbara?
Yeah.
I think the term is barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah, that's the, yeah, I was about to say Barbara Streisand. Anyway.
I'm gonna pull my cards out too.
Yeah. He's looking at all your cards, and he's just he's kind of surprised. He says, yeah, all of that is really specific.
What if she touched him, you know, if we're trying to find her, we could get a wolf and sniff her out.
What?
Yeah, back home we had scouts and they had really good noses and they would go get the deer that we would eat for dinner.
Huh. I think you're onto something, but I don't know. I don't think it could be done that way.
Where are we gonna get a wolf?
Probably out in the forest somewhere.
Probably.
Oh, I could go grab one.
I mean, there's a couple of rangers here with some wolves here, but
let's just settle for a dog.
Or perhaps someone that is pretty good at doing their job here at the Order. Perhaps
what do you mean?
someone that can track down this person. Or perhaps even ourselves. Maybe this is the truth we need to seek.
But find the lady that gave us these cards.
Oh, what if she's the enemy that Commander doesn't want us to know about?
Thank you! See, Alexandria, he is smart.
Oh,
Then you might
I'll
as
get
well
up.
tell them what you saw.
I hardly believe that a fortune teller can prove to be as someone who's, an enemy against the Order.
Looks can be deceiving.
What if
he
that
said we
fortune
would know
teller-
when we saw him.
What if that
Yeah.
fortune teller is part of this so-called rival organization or whatever.
Then why put us together?
I wish I had answers for all these. I don't know.
What if she hypnotized us to do whatever she wants, and now we're in the enemy lines, and she's gonna use us as bombs?
Bilge,
You mean sleeper agents?
please no.
What?
What?
Never mind.
Let's think about it this way. In our first mission, where we had to find the Stone of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
Someone so unsuspecting as Michael was able to get his hands on it. How?
Evan said that the artifacts sort of seek people out during certain moments in their lives when they don't have any real control.
But doesn't it seem just that much... just too perfect?
Yeah, how is a ring gonna walk itself up to someone? Somebody's gotta bring it to him. What if the fortune teller was bringing the evil objects?
For the record, the Ring of Desire actually, if I remember correctly, lured Edward.
According to your guys' reports earlier, yeah, that's what I read. You said that Edward said something about being attracted to the ring somehow. And to be fair, that's what a lot of these reports that we have from artifacts of a long time ago.
But these things don't just pop out of thin air. They have to have gotten into their hands in some way.
I don't know, guys.
Whether
It
it's-
just
I
seems
think
like-
we should go. I think we
I
should
don't
go
know.
question
It just seems like a
Commander.
random fortune teller that somehow just got us together and then boom, bang, boom.
No
Yeah.
random fortune teller would give us cards that specify what we do too perfectly.
And what we
Uh-huh.
are right now, in
Well,
fact.
if I'm gonna take a wild fucking guess, maybe she can see the future.
Fortune tellers do say that they can see the future, but, I don't usually believe in that
Maybe the
malarkey.
bitch was telling the truth this time. She can see the future. Bam. World's
Well-
wheels for fortune teller.
Maybe.
Ain't that hard.
How about this?
Don't have to wear
Yeah.
the tinfoil, kids.
I'm gonna go wake up Moors, and then everybody... We'll head over to Commander Evans' office and try
He's-
to get to the bottom of this.
At which point, Kane actually gets a notification on his phone. He's like, hang on a second. He opens it up and he says, okay, yeah, you guys probably want to go ahead and get Moors. We got a track.
Oh,
Oh, I shove all the last of my food in my mouth. Whoa.
How convenient.
Okay.
I take a bacon off of Alexander's plate.
I got some things to do. You guys get to the commander's place, and we'll talk soon.
Of course.
all right.
He gets up
Alright.
and he heads out.
And out of character, I go to pee.
Okay, go ahead. So,
I'm actually gonna follow Tulius for the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Captain to go get more.
okay.
Everyone go get Morse.
There we go.
No.
Star Wars.
Shan's gonna pass on that one.
Okay.
Thanks.
Alexandra, what are you doing?
Zen is kidnapped by the boys. Get Morse.
I'm gonna eat my bacon, but then I realize this bitch took it.
Oh,
So I guess
Alexander,
I'm just gonna follow.
if you want more bacon, there's some in my room.
Ew.
What?
Ew.
No, the commander brought it to me. The candy cane said that he brought it in my room. It's a big old barrel full of little bacon.
Wasn't it marinating in blood?
No.
Not
I'll
ex-
pass, Bill. Thanks.
some of them might have, but not all of them.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are going to Morse's room now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get to the door and just knock.
Morse?
Morse?
Is he alive in there?
Ian, are you alive?
There
Can I
is
kick the door
no
open?
answer.
No
wait,
answer.
wait, there's no answer? Okay.
No answer.
No answer.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna go.
I'll knock again. Just Morris, come on, we've got a job to do.
Can I kick the door open?
I'm gonna open the door.
Oh.
Good morning.
What do you want?
It looks like we've got a job to do, big guy.
No.
Come on, grab your sword, grab your blood, and let's get going.
No.
Oh my
Well,
god.
no, we'll fill you in and let you know on the way. We think that the fortune teller is gonna kill us all.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
That's another problem we're going to deal with, but right now we've got to report to Evans.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
When logic shows itself.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Come back.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
You are the good boys.
okay, so, I guess all of you are going to the home base.
So what did Mars do?
Yeah, is Morris following along?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay.
Xian would probably be there already.
What I miss?
Nada.
Oh, you mean Mars is a good boy for once?
For once.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Well, I mean, he's always a bad boy,
Alright.
but he has to behave and not cause shit.
So you guys,
Yes.
yeah, so you guys head to the office, and
Oh, this time Bilge knows that the
Oh, why is
doors are
there
gonna
two
open.
No, wait,
Why is it-
guys,
Sorry?
What?
Tulius.
Oh my god.
A duo of Tulius?
Tulius.
Tulius?
Tulius.
I get it.
Oh, I do that hand wave thing as we walk in with the doors.
yeah, it opens up, but not because you opened. You waved your hand at it.
Ah,
But you don't know.
It
You
was
don't know the
because
difference.
my magic opened the doors.
You
for
did
me.
it, Bilge. You know magic.
Thank you
See?
very much. That's very kind of you, Bilge.
Oh, I bow and let him in.
And Evans looks at this and he's like, "Very good. You guys have starting to get the hang of this."
that was automatic, isn't it, Tulius?
Yeah, it is.
Let's just let him think he did magic.
Yeah,
Let's see. Wasn't there another one of you?
Mars, why are you always
Dragon.
stalking in the back?
It's a bit of a late riser.
That's fine. If you wanna,
Oh, my mouse. I forgot it. I had everything but my mouse.
oops.
I am here.
Good. Okay. So he says, perfect. All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. It seems that our scouts have managed to find another artifact. Finally. I was actually getting kind of concerned we didn't have any sort of read on anything. Although this one's going to be a bit tricky. It seems as if this our next artifact has been found by somebody else.
Ooh.
Now, here's why this partially worries me and partially does not. The artifact in question is what's known simply as the Curse of the Drake. It is a small statuette that has something inside of it. According to what we have here, there could be a number of things inside that. Perhaps the statue itself is not the artifact. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that we need to get it back as soon as possible. And right now we're running on a very limited time frame.
What is this statue about?
That's the thing. When we were able to track it down, there wasn't a lot of information. We do know that it was created many, many years ago, like the rest of them, and it was meant to house something.
Something.
Oh, we're gonna have a picture, will you?
He opens up this big old book of his and says,
Lord.
let me resort to the tome here.
Ooh.
Bill starts sweating.
He opens up to the page, and you guys see an old page, partially tattered, of this statue that looks like a wingless dragon of sorts. It doesn't look really ornate, and it's actually kind of like ramshackled together, according to the sketch. He says, the story goes is that this thing was made by clerics of sorts, actually. Clerics who are meant to not only use their God-given abilities, deity-given abilities, whatever you like to believe in, and they were meant to try to house the sick. And something about this artifact was supposed to help with that until, well, you know how the story goes. Something happened. As it turns out, it seems as if there was some sort of antibody of sort inside the statue. It had some sort of medicinal property that brought people, good health. And it even extended their lifespan by like 20, 30 years, according to a lot of the stories that we have here. I did a little bit
little bugs.
Yeah. It's, I did a lot of research onto this, as much as I could at this point. And as far as I can tell, it's housing something, and what I believe it to be is this antibody, except it's now a virus.
Oh, lovely.
What?
Virus? What do you mean? Which? I'd be a little more.
Well,
detailed.
there was some records kept long ago by some followers of Bahamut who went to use this artifact to try to cure some people, but instead, this artifact managed to kill them off.
It basically flipped the switch and it went in reverse.
Essentially, yes. And
someone has a magical bioweapon.
now you see where I am completely frightened by this thing. I'll be honest, this is a very scary prospect. If someone got to this artifact in the wrong hands, we could have a pandemic on our hands that no one is going to come out alive from.
So first there was ants and now there's pandas?
Not quite, Bilge.
Don't hurt
Essentially,
yourself, big guy.
essentially is this. What we found out
Do you know what the?
what we found out about this virus is that it is magically inclined. Meaning, say for example, one of us got sick, it would be like having the flu. A really bad flu. However, for anybody else, it is pretty much a death sentence. Any person from the mundane world catches this, that's it. They're dead.
Ding.
Uh-oh.
You
Someone
killed
got
him.
scared.
Yep. So, this is why it's absolutely imperative that we get to this first. Now, the specifics is this. Where it's heading off to is a very, very fancy hotel in London. Now, we're talking 5-star, by the way. This is where all the rich people go to. The thing is that
suits.
the thing is about this is that I need all of you to go to this place, be able to retrieve this artifact without anyone knowing. Because if we have eyes on the public, well, if the public's eye are on us, and you know how the media can switch things around, you don't want anyone to look at us.
A stealth mission.
Or so don't hurt anyone this time.
Unless things get out of hand. I don't want you to hurt anybody. Especially innocents. Please don't do that.
Oh no, I only hurt the ones that Captain Tulius lets me.
I hear you, Morris. That's why I'm concerned. Anyways, all joking aside, the thing is that what's going to happen is that it's going to be auctioned off.
What?
Now, you see where this is a problem, right? There are a lot of people out there who are curators of museums and such who want this artifact because it looks expensive, it looks valuable. The thing is, though, I believe, and this is what I firmly believe, personally, is that this is what the artifact wants. It wants to be in a public place, so that when things start to pop off, well, you understand where I'm going. The spread of this infection will be like anything that the world has ever seen before. And if we don't...
Extinction event?
Essentially.
Wait, I have an idea. How about
Now
we
this
make a
is
fake
my
one
kind of
and Try
mission.
to replace it.
Wait, what
How
was
about
that?
we make a fake one and try to replace it?
Well,
Ooh,
that's
that's small.
the thing.
I got you on that.
I'm going to have to ask you guys to come up with some sort of game plan of sort in order to be able to get this thing. There will be a lot of very interesting people at this hotel. And I want you guys to not stand out as much. You can't let anyone know that you're part of the Order. People have their hands in a lot of different places around here, and they know a lot more than you think. So don't push it.
Auction block seems to be a...
How rich are we talking about these people?
Filthy
More than
rich.
More than you can afford,
Yeah.
Alexander.
Is that a wager?
It's not what you can afford, it's what they can afford.
Essentially.
All of the above.
So, Kane will be debriefing you more about the situation as you guys are heading out there. So, as far as I can tell for our time frame, we only have about one night in order to be able to get this thing. If you cannot get it before it's auctioned off, I fear for the world.
Alright, so when is this auction?
It's going to be happening tomorrow morning.
Well, no pressure.
No pressure.
Steal a dragon, save the world.
Essentially. If you can do that, and be able to get this thing back to HQ before anyone realizes it, and do what you can.
Who's cat?
That's mine.
And do what you can in order to be able to get this artifact, to do whatever you possibly can. Minus putting civilians in danger, despite, you know, even if someone is a real asshole, like, just don't do it, please.
I think I might have to reach out to Masters of the Auction. My parents.
Biggie. Can give that kind of connection?
Well, it's not unlike treasure hunters to, you know, be able to auction off anything that they have found in many different places. But
The Ravenloft family has their hands at all. It's not my place to say.
Well,
I guess
what about the coffers of the Order? Can't we delve into that and buy it?
I knew you were going to say this, and the thing is I wish we had the funds for this kind of thing. I've already had to spend a lot out of my own pocket to make sure you guys had a booking for this place.
You guys are poor.
Shit.
We're not poor, we just cannot throw our money carelessly.
So you're poor.
Alexander.
Well, what if it's like not really expensive? We just make it look expensive.
Silly.
Oh,
which is-
Bilge, I love your way of thinking.
Listen, like I said, do what you need to do in order to be able to get this thing. It's going to be heavily guarded, I know that for a fact, because it's going to be with a
That's
bunch of
not
other...
a problem.
It's going to be with a bunch of different other pieces of great value here. Where it's being stashed, I don't know. That's up to you guys to figure out. Like I said, Kane will go over more of the debriefing with all of you when you're about to head out. So, I would say that the jet will be ready within about an hour. You guys best get your things together.
Well, hold on. Jet?
Ooh, a jet. Where are we going?
Like I
Don't
said,
gotta tell
London.
me twice.
You're going over the pond, my friends.
Wait, you mean jet like in the air?
Overseas.
Wait.
We're going there.
Where are we going
Is
exactly?
there like a way
better
we
get
could
my
take the
knife.
land?
Like I said, we're going to London. You're going over the pond.
What?
I better get my knife ready.
Had a bad experience with Ritz?
I don't want to know.
Well, like if it's just a little pond, can't we like skip over it? We don't have to go up in the air.
Not literally a pond, Bilge.
Well, is there anything we can do
It's
but
the
go in the
ocean.
air?
Oh.
Are you telling me that you... Have you ever flown before, Bilge?
You know, one time there was this really strong friend of mine, and he picked me up.
Oh no.
Oh,
And
maybe that's why
he
he's
tried
so
to tell
dumb.
me I don't like going off the ground.
Oh,
Are you sure?
that explains
I-
everything.
Allow me to assure you, Bilge, that this is one of the safest ways to travel. Especially with our engineers.
I've
Build
Always
fast.
do what the 18th did.
Force again? Oh my god! And he says, oh, right, okay. And he, like, kind of slinks back in his chair a bit. Anyways, I'm gonna need you guys to, get moving. Kane is gonna meet you on the jet. And he'll tell you more, and he'll answer any questions that you may have. So, let's make this a good one, and remember, secrecy is key.
Don't worry, Bilge. I'll keep you company. I hate heights.
I've been on a plane before.
Uh-oh.
And, well, at that point, Evan says, "Well, you're in for a treat because this is a really nice plane."
Well, always the time for firsts.
All right.
Says the grandpa.
Alexander, I'm scared.
Deal with it.
Oh my
God. This might be our chance to take the stage by storm, guys. Let's make some magic happen.
I bet, brother. You got
And get insanely rich.
You know, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Right.
Try not to. If you're going to take anything of value there, try not to take too much. They're going to notice.
No guarantees.
Idiot.
I'll keep them from doing that.
Nothing of historical worth, but, I mean, hey, I know a couple of bigwigs that can do without a few $1,000s.
Yeah, at that point, Evans actually smiles at that. He says, "You and me both."
Are we gonna rob people?
Of course.
You're not here to rob people. You're here to take an artifact that is going to basically destroy the world. Don't.
Oh, well, no,
That's the robbery.
after we get the artifact, maybe there'll be just a couple at pockets, that jump onto our hands.
We're supposed to be the good guys, right?
That's
We're not
what.
thieves, guys.
That's what I would like for us to. That's what I want to believe. Don't prove me wrong now.
It doesn't hurt to take souvenirs.
Well, like I said,
It's for the greater good.
And lives.
I'm actually
and lives.
Alexandria is trembling, like, oh, I don't know. What?
I put my hand on her shoulder. Relax, kiddo. I've been on a few airplanes. There's nothing that goes wrong.
I nudge
Unless there's
Goldilocks.
snakes on it.
Mm-hmm.
Snakes?
I'm taking your girl.
Or the thrusters
Oh
blow
my
up.
god.
Or a duck flies into it.
Hey, hey, Alexander.
First off, we're way too high in the air for ducks to be. Secondly, they don't put snakes on a plane unless you're in a really bad Hollywood movie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh. I'm gonna fill. Should I bring some snakes on a plane?
Oh my
Really
god.
bad movie?
No,
I'm shooting
no,
daggers
no.
at you right now.
no.
Oh, what if instead of snakes we brought more bunny rabbits? That would be kind of a cute
no.
guy.
That sounds like a terrifying movie.
This is
No.
That's just being inconvenient.
uncharacteristic of Alexandria. She's actually scared.
Oh.
So they leave, and Xian's like, Commander, question.
Yes.
Have you noticed any? I don't know how to put this so it doesn't sound weird, but I
Try
woke up
me.
this morning and there was a cat in my. Strange thing is it's a very familiar cat.
I gotta be
Oh,
quiet.
that's your cat.
Yeah, his name's Felix.
I gotta learn to be more quiet.
Oh, that's a very fitting name for a cat. There's really no problem in having a cat around.
True, but how? I don't know anymore. You must have followed me back when we came back from our last mission. Yeah, that's.
I'll say this, Xian. Don't worry about it.
You can have pets.
You say that. No, we're not doing demonic pets more.
Could I get a puppy?
Oh fuck!
We'll talk about that once you get back.
Oh,
I thought I'd see if you knew anything else.
Yeah, don't. Xian, don't worry about Felix.
How did you know I was gonna summon Dread Spawn?
It was a guess. Right. Let's go. Sooner we get on the jet, the sooner we can all off.
All right. So, is there anything you guys want to do before getting on?
Gather my things.
All right.
Well, I want to huddle everyone together,
Yeah.
Alright, so Captain Crunch told us to get a battle plan ready. So, if we get a fake one, how are we gonna get in? Are we just gonna fight our way through and kill everyone until we get what we want?
No.
We already have.
I like that idea.
Or like, are we gonna try and like talk, or are we gonna
Well-
like sneak in through the window?
Evans.
I also like that idea.
Evans did say that Kane was going to debrief you further, and you can talk about your plan on the jet.
Let's get to the ship.
So you have a little bit of time before the jet leaves, and you don't want to be without being on there. So,
Oh, I almost forgot. I rush back to my room,
oh,
get
okay.
my luggage, and start filling it with bacon.
Oh, no. Well, it's comfort food.
Yep. He's gonna need it because he's never flown before. So.
Come running back. All right, guys, I'm ready.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Is
You guys.
this a special jet that's like secure?
Yeah.
Nobody would tamper with.
No. Nobody would tamper with.
I'll tamper with it.
No.
My spider senses are tingling, and I think someone's gonna tamper with it. That's not me.
I'll tamper with it.
No.
See, I was right. Someone's gonna tamper
Alexander,
with
I'm
it.
going to kick the shit out of you.
I got my
See,
I'll
backpack.
still
I'm not
tamper
being
it.
bad for once.
Boot to the head.
I got my backpack of things. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get this over with.
Let's
Are
get
you-
going.
All right.
I got
That's
my
two.
backpack full of bacon.
All right. That's 3.
I'm gonna grab all of my equipment and musical devices, and I'm gonna head on as well.
Device.
Okay. Cool. And
I'm gonna fill my sack with demonic tomes. And a
Light reading.
yeah, and a biography on Martha Stewart.
Wait, in your socks? How do you fit that in there?
Oh, my sack.
Sack.
It's
Sack.
backpack.
Oh, I'm like your socks.
I mean, you can roll it up and stick it in there, but you know.
Jack
It's a
has to
magazine.
bring fucking clothes like a normal person.
What's normal?
Come on. What main character brings clothes? Everyone knows that they wear the same outfit.
It's true.
Right. Kinda
You're
true.
not wrong.
It's kind of true.
Look, if the ninja grandpa's gonna break in to steal shit, he's not gonna wear some, like, shitty grandpa clothes.
You have a feeling that Kane's going to talk about this as well.
Dress up
Yeah.
like Big Boss.
On that note.
But too
Kane
late.
has to debrief us
Back
and
to
we
the
gotta go figure all this shit.
Wait, what's that?
Sorry.
Okay. So is everyone heading on to the jet now, or they want to do anything else
Yeah.
before?
Have all the essentials.
Okay. So you guys...
Oh, the flight attendant gave me this lovely neck pillow on the way in. And it
Aw.
provided such good neck support, I could not say no.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, it's a little ill-fitting to your neck, but it still works. Yeah, you guys head up onto the jet, and as you guys are heading to this new part of the HQ you haven't seen before, it's a big hangar just filled with a bunch of different aircraft. And you guys go to this really like nice, luxurious-looking jet. And as you guys step on board, it's like first class and then some. You have like so much movement around you. You can move around. You actually can stand up in this whole thing. It's amazing.
Impressed.
Yeah.
Bill starts jumping on the plane.
Oh, Jesus.
Bilge, please no. You're
as you
going to break
As
it.
you do that, and like Kane is already on there, and he's like, "Please don't do that."
Shannon has a heart attack.
Why is Bane here?
Evans told you that it was going to debrief you on all this. I'm going to be working closely with you guys.
Shane. Shane,
Yes.
Oh, you're coming with
Yeah.
us.
you didn't make an airplane map.
No, I didn't have time to, man. Use your imagination. Because that's what D&D is, right?
Yep.
Oh, I guess so.
So,
It's
I run
like-
straight to the window.
all you see is just the hangar. So
Oh, nice.
he says,
But this
we'll
space doesn't have.
we'll be taking off real soon, so I'd recommend all of you sit down.
Sit.
But this
Shan
is so
Fantasy.
cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this little jet's got everything in here. It's really nice.
Well, now I know what my parents are treated to. Nice.
So,
Finally getting out of this goddamn city.
She's crying.
You can say that again.
Like anime tears, you know?
Well, Dawn City isn't that bad.
It really isn't.
Well, anyways, and so with that, as you guys are getting seated, the plane starts to take off, and for those who haven't flown yet, Alexandria, Bilge, it's a little frightening at first.
Clings onto the person next to me.
Yeah, you're like...
Ow!
At the beginning, they're just like flat on the floor.
Oh my god, and Kane's just telling you to get back in your seat. It's just like, come on, just get up, big guy, come on. That's not safe.
Oh.
And then after a little while, it starts to mellow out, and now you guys are thousands of feet up in the air. And
I wonder if how the peanuts are on this flight.
pretty good, I can assure you. With that, nice. With that said, so Kane says, "All right, so I know that all of you are anxious to get to this place. It's very nice, and everything like that, but we got to go over a game plan for this. Like I mentioned before, I'll be working closely with all of you, not directly, but with you."
So, like, are you coming with us to go swap out the statue?
I will be on the outside.
Oh.
Now,
okay.
So we're gonna be in the front lines, getting hurt and dying, and you're just gonna be there all day.
Now hold on, guys. We just need to act. We just gotta pretend we're part of the crowd.
I think you guys all have the wrong idea about this situation as well. We're not going onto a battlefield where we're going to need blades and grit. We're going to need a little bit more grace.
Stealth.
Well, no,
We need
that's
to be
why, like,
sneaky.
I want to talk it all out first because I'm not too good at that sort of thing. So I want to make sure we've got it all set before we go.
yeah,
So I know what
that's
I'm
why
doing.
I wanted to talk about it as well too, because, well, allow me to go ahead and get something here for you. And he opens up this like small little pack of his, and there's these little bracelets that look somewhat similar to the ones that you are currently wearing when you're out in the field. And he said Sarissa made these earlier. They are for disguises and whatnot. All you got to do is just visualize it in your head, and it can work.
Wait.
Well, I'm kind of an old man, so I don't know.
Well, the thing
We
is
need
that
a
we can't.
disguise?
You guys can't have any sort of ties to your normal identity in this place. So you
Bill
guys.
sent himself into Captain Tulius.
So you guys have to. You guys are gonna have to come up with some new identities and try to come up with
I
something.
can help with that.
New identity.
Idea.
I'm
So-
actually proficient in that.
I got a good idea of what this is going to be, so I actually place the bracelet on.
Okay.
For instance, all of you, and I'm just gonna twist it,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna disguise myself as a handsome gentleman, dark hair, and in a voice. This could be Christian Grey,
Oh
billionaire
my god!
extraordinaire, and looking to find the finer things in life.
I was gonna say, Kane's like,
Lord,
Kane
Julius.
sits there and he's like, he's sort of giving you like the and he says, you know, that's good. That's a good reach, but let's not use novel characters.
For demonstration purposes.
That's very good though.
Well,
Oh, if
I
we're
put it
gonna be
back.
all fancy, you know, and I turn into like sunglasses, like black tux, like bodyguard style.
Yeah, that's you do don this bodyguard appearance. Very fancy
yes.
looking though.
yes.
Hey.
Shall blend in with the crowd.
Bill, you
Yeah.
continue to impress me.
That's actually not that bad.
We walk in like regular Joes, then we sneak into the back, snatch the gem.
There's no reason to sneak in. We're going to be a part of the high society. We're going to be there like we're supposed to be there.
Someone has to break in the back to steal the statue, though.
I'll do that.
We'll get to that point. Moore's hush.
I'm offering my assistance.
I
You can't
understand
even
that.
stealth!
You can't even stealth.
I'm proficient stealth.
I'm built for stealth.
Oh
Look
my
at my
God.
character sheet.
So how
guys.
about this then? We'll have a couple of groups. We'll split into 2 groups. How about this?
I need to be quiet. I need to be quiet. I don't want to wake anyone. Okay.
So how about this? Myself and a few other individuals will stay in the front, try to gather a lot of intel and try to scope out the scene and gallivant and try to keep everyone's eyes on us for as long as possible. While that's happening, Jack and our good friend Alex here.
Which one?
Which
The boy.
one?
The boy.
Wait, what?
Boy.
Boy.
Alexis
Boy.
brother.
You two can sneak into the back and try to either take it away from where it needs to be or replace something of equal value so that we can have the dummy put on sale at the auction.
Wait, hold on a second. Xian. You happen to know anyone who can make a replica, since your family lives in a museum?
There's no
Is it
need.
a museum? Excuse me. They work
Memory's
with
fuzzy.
the museum. They work
Oh,
with
what
the
if we
museum.
like take tinfoil?
Oh no, Alexander got
Oh
this.
yes, we can
I
totally
believe in him.
replicate it with tinfoil, Marge. Totally.
Oh no, Alexander got this.
Totally.
We can replace it with this, and then I'm gonna use silent image to bring the same exact artifact on my hand.
Yeah, you memorized it from the sketch, and it is.
Right.
It
You
looks pretty
can make
good.
objects. You can make. I can make objects. Anyone else can make objects.
Not
And,
me.
Now-
and Kane from the back, he makes an ice sculpture of it. It says "A."
There's yeah.
This guy.
I make a miniature version in my hand with prestidigitation.
Yeah.
And if it's gathering intel, I can definitely help with that.
Indeed. And you, my dear, are going to be my partner in crime for this entire scene.
I rest my case. I don't want to do anymore.
I'll be a bidder.
That actually sounds like a great idea.
Do you want me on the stealth team?
No, Bill, you're going to be with me.
Ooh.
All right, I guess I'll work with
Wait.
Captain
Hold on,
Tutu.
guys. Hold on, guys. We forgot the elephant in the room.
What?
Whoa.
Wait, what?
What about Murder McMurder Pants, though? Points at Moors.
I
What's he gonna
just
do?
said I'm gonna be the bidder.
He'll be
The
the one
what?
making bids,
He'll
I
be part of the
guess.
auction.
Bidder.
Bitter?
During the
Oh,
auction,
shit.
I actually think that's a good idea for Moors to instigate and possibly cause a bit of
A commotion.
arousal going on, during the auction to throw off even more of the attention.
I mean, he's pretty good at that.
Since he's gonna start fighting the.
Now, Alexander, your dummy that you're going to be putting in place, how long does that last?
Not for long.
Kane actually pipes up and he says, "And also, is it tangible?"
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't exactly. As you can see, I put my hand like through it.
Yeah, I think that's the only flaw in this plan so far.
I agree.
Oh, so what if we like make a little sculpture of it with clay, and then he uses his perfect image of it? Then when they touch it, it'll still feel like the item.
But the image
Bilge,
will stay still.
You are such a genius.
The image won't move, though.
But I can make it move.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Well, either way, maybe like after we swap it out, staying there won't be the good idea because eventually they'll have to find out. So like once we get it, we should just get it out of there immediately and run for our lives.
But how are we going to have such a big object? I mean, we can't really carry that under our arm and walk out of the building.
That's why I was saying I should go with them, because I can carry a lot, actually.
Without it being noticed?
Yeah, you get try to.
I'm pretty quiet, if I want to be.
I mean, out of character, yeah. He's not necessarily wrong.
You know, if that's the orders to not be loud, then I can stay quiet.
Alright. Yeah, let's see if that works then.
If anything, I got a few tricks on my sleeve for a quick getaway.
Same.
That may be what we need.
Well,
But we need to make sure not to get noticed.
that's what the point I was going to bring up is that none of you should bring suspicion to yourselves, because if they find out that we're with the Silver Hand, there could be some real serious repercussions.
Oh, stupid idea. How long does it take to attune to an item for a soul weapon?
A soul weapon?
Yeah.
Oh, like the Ryan Spear?
Yeah.
The Spear of Ryan Calling, as you like to call it? It wouldn't take that long. I would say that Bilge probably already did so earlier. But if not, it would take like 4 hours to do so, 4 or 5 hours. So by the time you get there, you could be attuned to it.
Well, I was thinking like I could attune to the item and just make it disappear and run. But if it takes 4 hours, that's too long.
Well, the artifact is not something you probably want to attune to.
Yeah, if you do that, it will absolutely corrupt you.
Ooh, corrupt.
Don't. I see that glimmer in your eye, mister. I don't. No.
I wasn't going to. No one's stupid enough to let me touch these things anyway.
Alright, so maybe like the team that's sneaking in will have like me and Gramps running through, you know, sneaking around searching for something, and we'll have Alex bro sitting wherever we go in, and if we have to run, you'll be our escape plan, since you got something to get us out of there.
Oh yeah, I do.
Now, I gotta mention...
Welcome back.
I got to mention is that...
I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but one thing I have to mention is that since you guys are going to be assuming new identities and such, we need to come up with something concrete, because I got to put something in the registry here so that once I get the booking for you, that's the person you're going to have to be.
I vote that we be called Bilge and the Boulders.
I don't mean group name. I mean individual person. Although that is a brilliant idea, though.
My name is Hans Bobberson.
Original.
Very nice. And he's okay. Hans Bobberson. Okay.
Yeah, and I look like an old German dude.
Well, if you're gonna look like an old German dude, I hope you have the accent to back that up.
Cricket.
Oh my goodness.
My alternate name will be Glib.
Glib. Oh my god, it's
That's not a name. Glib.
No one
You can be
names
more
their
creative
kid
than
Glib.
that.
unless they literally hate them.
What do you got for me then?
How about Rocco? No, he's a friend of mine.
Rocco
That's a
the Boulder.
great bodyguard name.
Shut up, Alexander.
Your name should be
John Cena.
No. Bacon.
And in her, the Alexandria is just jotting notes. Mm-hmm.
You should be like a Chinese dude named Bacon.
Oh,
You know, bacon.
like bacon, I like it. Alright, this time I turn into the same bodyguard, but he's Asian.
He's Asian.
He's Asian.
Well, here's the thing. If you're wearing sunglasses, how can I tell?
Fired.
And suddenly Twitch shuts us down.
Yeah, YouTube is going to flag me for this shit.
It's not our fault. We're just trying.
2 weeks from now, your account has been banned.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
No.
Not first demonetization, then the banning.
No, I don't get paid for this. This is all for fun. So.
It's the ban.
Rocco.
Rocco.
Or Tiny.
Tiny.
Bro,
So.
I ain't much of a creative person, so you guys make something up for me.
Well, I'm gonna need some names here so I can go ahead and get this all set.
Old Man Jenkins.
I will be called Rocco.
Rocco. Okay.
So I go up to Alexander. I just stare at glare at him.
I'm writing this. I'm writing this down, by the way.
If I find a newspaper, any newspaper, your head's gonna be it.
Oh god.
Moors, what were you? You were.
My name was Hans. I'm changing the last name to sound something German, and guess what?
Oh
I'm
god.
not gonna have a German accent.
Okay.
It's not gonna happen.
If you're writing it down, this is how you gotta write it.
That's fine. Hold on, let me see.
Hinsberger.
Rocco.
Hans
Hans Hinsberger?
Nani?
Nani?
I can see it.
Okay, sure.
That can work.
Kane just says that is a really fake sounding name, but okay. I hope they don't
You're a
question.
fake sounding name.
But you're
Give me
not.
a better name.
I think the one that you
trying my hardest.
I think what you had before was pretty good.
Then I'll just use that one.
What was it again?
I don't fucking know.
Wow.
We'll just do Hinsberger then. Hans Hinsberger. Jesus Christ. Okay. That's amazing, by the way. Just out of character as a DM, that's fucking amazing. Alright. Alright, so Kane says as he's like jotting this down on a laptop, he says, alright, what about the rest of you?
I shit don't know.
I'll just be a Spanish person.
Okay, let me write that down. Alexander as Spanish person.
I'll be Alejandro Martinez.
Fuck.
There you go. That works.
Why do I get the feeling you thought of this before?
No, I just thought of it right now.
That's a Mexican name.
He just pulled it out of his ass.
Alejandro Martinez. Alright, cool.
Wait, he gave us the bangle, right? The one that changes the
Yeah, he handed you all of them. That was made made by Sarissa. Yeah.
Hello.
Alright, so Get all back. Let's do this.
What should I look like? Maybe I should be like a tan Marluxia.
Oh.
So I'm
my
gonna
God.
I have no idea what that just
to change my appearance,
Okay.
and instead of black hair, you'll see a black, like, kind of a short, wavy hair,
Oh.
Oh my god.
and
I know what you're doing.
Oh my
and
God.
her eyes is going to be kind of not similar to Tulius eye color, but kind of like an amber color.
Okay.
Oh my.
And she's gonna hair flip and say, "Put me down as Mia Carmen."
Oh
Wow.
my God. Nice.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Wait,
Yowzers.
what the heck?
Um,
Alright.
All right.
Xian, your jaw's dropping. Bad Xian.
Okay. So, what about the rest of you?
Throw back
Jack,
to
have
my
you found
hubby.
one yet?
fuck.
Oh boy.
Okay. You got this.
I have one for myself.
Okay.
Shoot.
Ryder, Ryder Ashcroft.
All right.
Sir, Ryder Ashcroft.
I like
Huh,
it.
fancy. Where'd you get that one from?
Ryder
That's
is
a fancy
actually
name.
out of
That is-
character. Ryder is actually his nickname.
It is true. Sir Ryder Ashcroft. Okay, I can put that down. I hope that you have
wait.
the esteem to
That's
back
your
that
real
sir
name?
up.
Wait,
Wait.
so Xian's nickname was Ryder?
His nickname is.
Xian Ryder Ravenloft.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Oh, Gramps, who are you gonna be disguised as?
Actually, go look at Tulius and be like, wait, that eye color. Changes my eye color back to purple. No. Okay, purple. That's good. Oh.
So what? Why complicate things? So,
Okay. What does that mean? Uh-oh. Jack?
Uh-oh.
Jack.
I know, did we lose him?
Oh, no.
Did he die?
Did
Oh,
he,
no.
He was there.
Did he died?
Old man Jenkins.
Aw, shit. Okay, let me see. So, we need Tulius now.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm actually gonna I'll shift back to, I guess, my human form, just a little bit, longer hair.
Okay.
And I give this name, Alistair Hughes III.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, what was the name?
Alistair Hughes III.
Alistair?
Yeah.
Alistair.
So he,
Alistair.
I like it.
Alistair. Yeah. You gotta have, since you're gonna be mingling with all the rich people, you're gonna have to, make sure that you're all good there.
Oh, wait, what was? You turned into a Anya?
Human. Oh.
Oh,
What?
Alexandria turned into Anya or Mia?
Mia.
Oh, Mia.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
Hey,
Nice.
I approve.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Jack. There he goes. Okay. His internet must be bugging out real hard today. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
we'll get back to him later then. He says, as he types this all in, he says, "Okay, am I clear to go with all these names?"
Let's do it. I don't
Okay.
think we're gonna get any better.
Once I press enter, there's no going back. These are the people that you're going to be representing.
But it was Ryder.
You want me just to give everything at the moment, so that you can. Here, this is what.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have anything for Jack at the moment, but I'll fix that once he gets back.
Moore's ass.
Hans Hinsberger. That's so beautiful. Okay.
All
so,
my pin.
you want to pin it?
Yeah.
Pin it.
Oh. Easy. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So with that, Kane goes ahead and enters that in. And he says, "All right, you guys are officially." Oh.
Alrighty.
Well, hold on.
Sounds like it'll be
Yeah. With that,
rather interesting.
it'll be very interesting for sure. Now, before you guys get started on your mission, there's one thing I gotta say. Is that the reason why I am here to accompany you on this, on the sidelines mostly, is I'm what's known as the contingency plan. Now, this is worst case scenario, since Evans did mention that we were dealing with something with biohazardous material. We have to make sure that if anything happens, that it stays in the hotel.
You're basically Plan B.
Essentially. Now,
Okay.
if everything goes, tits up, then I'll be sure to make sure everything stays inside. Now, here's the thing with you guys. If you happen to come in contact with the virus like, it won't really affect you as bad as anyone else will, but you'll start to feel the effects pretty immediately. So just keep that in mind if things get really bad.
Well, if we're all splitting up, is there gonna be any way for us to talk to each other than our phones? Because I'm not too good with mine.
I think I've got some walkie-talkies of sorts around here.
Maybe some covert communicators.
Yeah. They'll have some encrypted channels, so this is some pretty fancy stuff here. Oh my god! Oh, that's hilarious. So, with that, Kane says, yeah, so if things happen, I will be with a team of a bunch of other hunters who will be quarantining the area so that nothing will get in or get out. Now, if you guys happen to find the artifact and things are really bad, then I want you to be able to get out as soon as possible and tell me your location so we can try to decontaminate you and be able to get you out. And then after that, the order will take care of the rest.
Okay.
So that's if, worst case scenario.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I really
I'd
hope
rather
not.
I'd rather keep what's inside that statue where it is.
Agreed. So.
Where's my Spanish lady? Oh, here she is.
So, alright guys, let's get ready to get in character, because London's calling.
Oh my god.
You guys
do I gotta do like that type of accent?
Yeah, that's whatever you want the character to be, big guy.
Well, this should be entertaining. Let's do it. We're going to London. Oh boy.
And that's where we're going to leave off, as you guys are now in the sky, ready to head into this very fancy hotel.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
We're queen in the country.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mission Impossible.
That is essentially what we're doing. Oh, this is going to be great, guys. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, you and me both.
I get to be regal. Hey, Felix. Shut up.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I can finally use my proper.
Oh wait, how does this ability work?
Which ability?
It's wait, what is it called? Beast sense.
Beast sense. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna head off for the night, guys.
Yeah. So it's late.
Hey.
I'm aiming for next week to get all this done, so that the heist begins. The start of the Curse of Wrath. I'm excited.
Hey.
This will be cool.
Yeah.
And the start of serious business in the other campaign next week.
Yeah, I've been curious about what's going on there. I'm in like,
Stories tell me to me.
Yeah, don't worry. Anything that happens to Magnus, I'll be telling you about.
You know the drill.
Oh, you know it.
I get to be Anya twice.
There you go.
Alright.
So,
Anya
Thanks again,
personality.
guys.
yeah, thanks for joining in, and everyone watching. Thank you for being part of this. If you, the
See
Secret
you
Saga,
later.
yeah, the Secret Saga does not rely on any sort of advertisement, so we are all word of mouth. So if you know anybody who likes D&D, or storytelling in general, go ahead and let them know. Just tell all your friends and everything. If you enjoyed it, go ahead. There'll be more to come
Spread
next
the
week.
word.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
All right.
We have cookies.
So next week, guys, the start of Arc 3 begins. So,
Hey.
all right.
Alrighty.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bye.